TT live on a Monday, and we are back in the garage tonight. Look what I've got with me tonight. It's the Papaya. It's not the Roadster. I was going to have the Roadster here as well. Well, instead of, but the Roadster's been getting the miles in recently with our Friday night date nights, going off to the beach, which we'll talk about tonight, and about what a great car it is to drive, even on the UK roads, as I've been finding out the last few Fridays. We're going to talk about a sort of a big reveal tonight. Let's talk about that shortly. Big new feature on the channel will be coming very soon. Just got to get some logistics down on that, but I'm excited to talk about that. There's also some great channel giveaways going on, we know, right here, and also on other Audi TT Mark 1 channels right now, which I'm going to talk about. We've got some great events coming up over the next few weeks as well that I want to let you know about also. There's so much going on in the scene right now. I hope you're all good. I hope you've had a great weekend. But of course, we are back here on a Monday night, start of the week. So why don't you let me know what you've got going on? Who have we got along? So Andy Mortimer, good evening to you, sir. I hope you're all good. And Vanessa, welcome along as well. You made it on time tonight. It's always great to see. Great to have you along as always, guys. What's been going on the last week? So in the last 8 days, there's been 3 videos, believe it or not, that have gone live on the channel. First of which was the French road trip video that we know all about. We've been talking about that a lot the last few weeks. Seems to have caught on a little bit, and people are watching that aren't just Audi TT people. So it sounds like when we go back next year, we might be attracting quite a few people from just outside the scene as well, which is great. I think take as many people as we can on our little road trip. I think people have been really enjoying the footage. Through that great DD Pi Z90 Pro dash cam that I used, which is a great piece of kit, by the way. It's quite expensive. I think it's about £300, that one. I do have a link to them on my channel if you're interested in getting one. But I've also got the Z50, I think, which is about £70. It's just not quite as high resolution, but it's still 4K front dash cam, and the other 2 cameras are 1080p, whereas the Z90's got 4K all round. So it's a really great bit of kit. Only trouble with these bigger dash cams, just to sort of cover that off, is if you are looking to get one, I wouldn't go any lower than a 4K dash cam for the front of your car, because to get the resolution you need nowadays in a court case, or if you need to prove liability, you really need that 4K clarity, so you can see number plates, you can see who's at fault in these accidents. I know that's an awful thing to think about, because no one wants to think about having a crash, do they, or what happens, but in the event things like that do happen, it's always best to be protected. So I've got a few options on that. So that dash cam segues nicely into the video that came out just, was it last night, the night before? I think it was yesterday afternoon, wasn't it? Where bizarrely, we fitted a dash cam to a 2018 Mini Cooper, of all things, believe it or not. So, that's something we've not done on the channel before. My brother's car, and it's actually integrated into the whole mirror surround. So it's something we tried. A company got in touch with me called FitCamX and asked me to try it. I thought, yep, I'll give that a go, see if it's any good. But again, it replaces the whole factory fit mirror surround that houses all the electrics, because believe it or not, those mirrors are dimmable, so they have electrics. So you piggyback off the wire, you put that into it as well. It's all included in the pack. And footage is out this well. 4K dash cam, all integrated. So it looks OEM. It looks like part of the original car. I can't recommend them enough. Really good. So my brother had it in his car, still got his car, obviously. And he's over the moon with it, which is great. And someone raised a comment on the feed and said, what's it like at night? And of course, I haven't included night footage on there, and that's very important on dash cams. Obviously, we're driving at night time in the dark and during the day. I guess accidents can happen at both times, so it's important that your dash cam can cope with that. That one absolutely does. The DD Pis, they also cope with it really well. The Red Tiger cameras I've done, they're probably one of the best cameras for nighttime driving. They've got little infrared sensors on them as well, which is really quite cool. But yeah, they're all really good. So I would say if you're looking to buy a dash cam, guys, avoid anything cheap, anything sort of the lower end of the market. Avoid anything that's only HD. Make sure it's 4K to give you that clarity that you need. Make sure it's got some form of night vision for recording at night, because if it's not doing night vision, it's not for you. So that's just a little bit of a tip from me to you guys if you're looking at those features. Guys, if you enjoy what you're watching tonight, please do give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments where you are watching from tonight, because it's always good to hear where you're watching from. please run. I'm just going to rattle through the comments because I noticed the screen hadn't been scrolling. So here we got Tony Hollyoak, welcome along, another member. Paul Hutchinson, another member, welcome along to you too, sir. Jakey, how are you doing? Good to have you along tonight. Steve Chesham, good evening to you as well, sir. Rob over in Holland, how are you, buddy? Good to have you along. Great to see you. Yeah, going to talk about International TT show tonight as well. Ray Ford, how are you doing, sir? I know you're still knocking around, even though you're no longer a TT owner, but it's great to have you along. Noggy, great to have you along as well, Matt. Hope you're doing really well, buddy. Mr. Stanley, great to have you along. He's going to be part of my big reveal later this evening. Jakey, good to have you along from Ireland. Sockwave, good to have you along. Steve Cowell, great to have you along. Lots of members in the chat tonight, which is always great because we always have a lot of the repeat visitors tend to be members, and those people have a great conversation, help each other out a lot. So I want to thank all the members for being present tonight. And obviously I've got Vanessa along, my moderator with the blue. So don't step out of line or Vanessa will put you on the naughty step. So guys, welcome along to all of you. So if you are watching, let me know where you're watching from. Put a comment in the chat to let us know what's going on. Yeah, big thanks to Mark for sorting out the inlet manifold for them over the weekend. I know that they were looking for that. Great to know that, you know, we've got such a great collection of breakers here in the UK for parts. We're very blessed compared to a lot of countries, and Mark is one of the best out there. So really appreciate all Mark does for the community. Sockway is watching from Germany. Guten Tag. Hope you're doing good. Mark says no problem. That's great. Yeah, thanks, Mark. So what shall we start off with tonight? Because I've got so much to cover. I'm going to give this a clean, right? So I'm going to give you a little bit of a close-up of it in a while because it is filthy. It's been living outside for about 6-8 weeks. It's covered in tree sap. It's covered in dirt. It's covered in just general. If I run my fingers across it, I don't know if this can you hear that? It's like sandpaper on my fingers. So I think I just wore my fingers away by doing that. But we are going to get that clean. Obviously, here in Kent, we're on a hose pipe ban, so we can't go scrubbing away at the car and hosing it all down nicely. So I've got the method. I've just got my squirty bottle and a couple of cloths. So I'm just going to move off as much of that dirt as possible, get it as clean as I can. And then, of course, we can put some lube on it, get the clay bar on to get all those little particles off if we need to. And then, of course, once we've done that, we can apply some liquid, what's the word I'm looking for? Some waterless ceramic coating as well. So there you go. So that's what we're going to probably do. Might cover that off tonight. Hi guys from Guadalajara, Juan Montano. Welcome along. Buenos dias, buenos noches. I think it's buenos dias for you all right now, but welcome along, Juan. Good to have you along. Is the 3.2 behind you? Yes, it certainly is. One of 42, or one of 41 made for the UK market in this colour. This is a genuine UK car. One of the lowest mile papayas, I think, on the road at the moment. This is sitting at 68,000, I think, right now. There is one I know that's lower than mine. Funny enough, this car attracts a lot of attention at shows. It attracts a lot of conversation here on the channel. And also, it attracts a lot of inbox interest as well. Because as you probably remember, back in December of last year, someone reached out to me, a channel subscriber, and said, would you be interested in selling a car? And I was a bit like, well, first of all, he was looking for a car in this colour. Did I know one for sale? And there's a few around, but they're mainly Japanese imports. Obviously, this is a UK original car. And I sort of said, if mine was for sale, I'd want 10 grand for it. And he sort of said, that's okay. That sounds good. And I thought about it. I asked many of you in the community about, okay, Jakey, good to have you along. No, thanks for that. Also, because it's yours, yeah, maybe that could be why. But this car, we sort of said, well, can we do a deal on it? And I was like, well, I won't take a penny less than 10,000 because obviously that I don't even want to sell it. I talked to the community. I talked to sort of fellow YouTubers. So Bryn, I spoke to Bryn and got his input on it as well, and he gave me a really sound piece of advice, which meant in the end I didn't sell the car. Still here. Interestingly, Owen, who contacted me about buying the car, messaged me on Friday night and said, have I thought any more about selling the car? So 6 months on, I know Owen's still interested in the car. I'm not in a position I want to sell this car at the moment unless something amazing came along to me or someone made me a crazy offer. I think there's one for sale right now that's up for, I think Mark might be able to tell us how much it's up for. I think it's a higher mileage car than mine, Mark. I think it's up, is it up for 12 or 11,750? and I think it's on about 88,000 miles, I think. So it's a higher mileage, a lot more money. The 3.2s have just gone crazy in money recently. The cars that are quite rare are 10750s. I knew someone would know the answer. That's perfect. So not 11,750, 10,750. So there you go. It's nearly £11,000 for a car with 20,000 miles more than this. Of course, that car hasn't sold, and it's only when you sell the car that you know really what its true value is. So if that's 10,750 and hasn't sold, maybe it will go at 10, maybe it will go at 9, maybe it'll go at 8. I don't know. I don't really know. I haven't done a detailed deep dive this month on the cars. I did one a few months ago when prices were starting to climb up 82,000 miles. There you go, perfect. So I'm giving out duff information, Matt. So I appreciate you pulling it up. So thank you, buddy, for doing that. So that's the information that we've got there. So it's 10,750. It's an 82,000 mile car. Maybe I should pass that on to Owen, because if he's interested in the car, it's not too much higher than mine, but it's a little bit more money. But who knows? It might be an absolute spotless car, because this is pretty good. It has got a few, not so much marks on it, but there's a bit of paintwork I'd like to do on this car. I had some paintwork done last year, but there is a little bit more I'd like to do. There's a few OEM plus features, I guess, on it, and obviously it's now got spats on the back of it, which I've now fitted. My first sort of my first upgrade, I guess, for a car on the 3.2 was that, because we know to get more power out of this car, we're probably wasting our time with the 3.2. If we want more power out of an Audi TT Mark 1, you want to be going down the 225 route, because it's much more tunable. There's more options in the market for it. To get any more power out of this, you've really got to turbo the car, and that's an expensive job. So I don't think that's really worth doing on the 3.2. There's a few things in the market that people tend to think gets more horsepower. People say about adding an induction kit to it to allow it to breathe more easy. I've not seen any evidence of people that have fitted these huge, great intakes on the 3.2. There's a big forge one. Looks like a tin of paint that a friend of mine, Kyle, had on his car when he had his 3.2, and he was quite open with me. He said it was about £300. It made no difference whatsoever to the performance of the car. So that says to me that that's not the upgrade for you if you're looking for more power. So 3.2, I'd say enjoy driving them, enjoy the sound they make. They are nose heavy as well. We know that with the TTs, but they are great fun to drive. I think my coupe is great fun to drive. Love it. It feels more responsive than my Roadster, but that might be the difference between a Roadster and a coupe rather than a 225 1.8 and a 3.2, if I'm perfectly honest. I finally fitted my spats yesterday. Well done, Andy. Nice, easy job in it. Hopefully you watched the video, because that was the third video of last week. There was the French video. There was the video on that integrated mini dash cam, but also the video that came out on Friday was all about fitting spats on the Audi TT Mark 1. I was lucky enough to have a set of spats supplied to me by Paul Cliff, who's doing a great job of painting. They're available in that video link. They're £80 a set. He's got a shop on eBay as well. So if you go and find that video, if you're interested in a set of OEM spats, they are printed, 3D printed in resin and painted to the colour of your choice and delivered in the UK for £80. I think that's an absolute bargain, because I think if you're trying to get hold of a pair of original spats off a Quattro Sport, there'd be an awful lot more money. And if you may have to correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that the spats, when they came on the Quattro Sport, they were not available from Audi as an upgrade at any point. I don't think. I think if you bought them, you'd be paying crazy money. Hello, Claire. How are you? Your signal is ropey. Hopefully that's your signal, not mine, and the rest of you can see me, Claire. Try and get yourself in a spot where you've got a better signal so you don't miss out any of the action tonight. So definitely see if you can get yourself sorted. What have we got going on here? Kenny Dead has said, evening, Andy, looking at the ad on a 3.2 for part orange for sale here in Norway now. Price is 140 Norwegian kroner, about 12,000, I guess. Wow, that's although I thought, do you know what? Now you say that, Kenneth, I thought that it might be even higher than that in Norway, a rare colour car like that, because European cars tend to be worth an awful lot more money, or they're priced much higher than they are here in the UK. Of course, the rare colours are still holding their value. 3.2s are definitely holding great value in the market right now. I think they're outperforming the 1.8s quite significantly. I think they're almost getting to the stage now where the 3.2s are coming down in numbers, and they're almost like starting to bottom out a little bit, where they're not going off the road quite as much. Not seeing as many being broken recently. But the Quattro Sports have come down a little bit, but they've never gone down hugely because they are so rare. And I think at some point the 3.2 is going to come down and get level almost with that Quattro Sport. So at that point, you've got to think to yourself, do I want a 3.2 V6 engine, or do I want the 1.8 turbo I can get in the 225? Because the only difference between the Quattro Sport and the 225 really is a bit of a tune and some different parts on it to make it different. Also, the 3.2 is a completely different power plant, but most are delivered with the DSG gearbox, because we know that when Audi launched this car and they launched this gearbox, this is the DSG gearbox, as we know. This is the first generation, and they chose the TT to be their launch model with that gearbox to showcase it, and they paired it with the 3.2 V6 engine, which suited it really well. So this car was never designed to have this engine in it. It was launched with the 1.8 turbo engine in it. That was the launch engine with this car. The 3.2 was a bit of an afterthought, but luckily it does fit in the engine bay just. And I say just because when it comes to maintenance on this car, can be a bit of a nightmare to access things. So a lot of the jobs that aren't so difficult on the 225, such as the crankshaft position sensor, the oil pressure switch, not so bad on the 225 1.8. You can remove that without taking it apart. With the 3.2, the whole front end's got to come off. The alternator, you can change the alternator on the 225 without disassembling the front end of the car. On this car, the front end's got to come off, or not come off, but come forward to get that maneuverability to get it out. So it's a bit of a challenge. There's a lot of things on it that are a bit of a challenge, but hey, that's what makes it fun to work on. And of course, I don't just work on this car, I also work on my kids' Fiestas as well. And working on those is amazing. I can almost get in the engine bay with the engine and fiddle around with that. It's got so much room around that little 1.25 engine. So compared to these, where you're literally losing knuckles and skin and trying to maneuver around it, this is a real challenge to work on. Guys, if you're enjoying what you're watching tonight, I've missed a load of comments. I'm just going to go back and read them. So apologies if I've not read your comment out. I think I've got most of them. I'm just going to have a quick look through the comments. But let me know where you're watching from tonight. If you're enjoying what you're watching, please give this a thumbs up. Let's get the word out to more people. And if you're watching me for the first time tonight, please let me know in the comments this is the first time. Maybe you found me and come along tonight because you've watched the French road trip video, because a lot of people have discovered us and subscribed in the last week off the back of that French road trip video. So if you are, welcome along. We're going to talk about that also tonight. But we're also going to talk about two things that are going on competition-wise at the moment. So we are halfway through the Andy Charger competition on the channel. And that was, I asked those of you on here to post a picture of your car on the channel in the community area and ask people to vote for it. And the car with the most votes, the picture with the most votes, next week, live on the show, we'll find out which one it is, and that person will win a prize. Prize is yet to be revealed, but there will be a prize for the winner. So make sure you're adding your car to the community tab. Make sure people are voting for it, and someone is going to be a winner. So how amazing is that? Not sure what it is yet, but we'll find a good prize. I'm sure we can dip into the Andy Charger bag of magic tricks. But there is a great feature that's going on right now on another channel. So over on Travis's channel, so that is YT Travis TT over on here on YouTube. Travis is a fellow Mark 1 YouTuber based in the US, and Travis has just hit 1,000 subscribers. So a massive well done to Travis to getting over the line. His content is fantastic. He fabricates lots of things. He upgrades lots of things with his buddy. They do lots of work on the car. They're really fun to watch. They have some great fun taking that 1.8T engine and doing some great stuff with it. They've upgraded lots of things, suspension-wise, engine-wise, always working on the car. Anyway, Travis is giving away a set of forged rods to one lucky person that joins and enters the competition on his channel. So I recommend, not right now, but hop over to Travis's channel at some point tonight. If you've not already discovered him, go and look him up. Travis Abate, his name is. He's linked in my channel as well. There's a video that we did together where we reviewed what Travis was doing at the time. Travis was coming up for 500 subscribers, and now he's at 1,000. So amazing work, buddy, on doing that, because your content is definitely worth watching. So check out our Travis on here if you like Mark 1 content. There's been a few people jumping out of the woodwork the last few weeks, actually. Car channels, automotive channels, but they all seem to be jumping on the TT bandwagon. I guess it's because the cars are cheap. right now, so you can pick one up and do some work on it. There's a few different channels that are doing things on the TT. Of course, they will do a few videos and then move it on because they'll have a new car in the sort of garage to work on. But there are definitely ones that are worth checking out. So we're going to talk about some exciting things for me. So right now, I am in the process of building a website as well for the Andy Charger channel. So I will be launching that in the next few weeks. So the andycharger.com and .co.uk domains are now parked, waiting for that. And I'm putting the content together in the evening. So that will be launching very soon. Excited about that. So that can become more of our community hub. It'd be really good to get your input on that once that's live. So I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you. That's my first bit of news, I guess, for this week. And my second bit of news for this week is, you may recall last week we spoke about a new channel project car, didn't we? New car. So big reveal coming. We think we have found one. So there's a new car that will be coming to the channel. And that's all thanks to Mr. Mark Stanley, who offered me a car last week, of all things, which is an amazing thing. So for those who don't know Mark is a great supporter of the channel. He's one of the best breakers you've got in the UK, because not only is he breaking parts, but he also supplies new old stock. There's a list of parts that Mark has that you can't get anywhere else. He's also got access to the Audi Tradition parts as well. So if you need anything for your car, and I mean literally anything for your Audi TT Mark 1, he is the guy to go to first, because his range of parts and things he can get hold of are second to none. And one of the great things that Mark also does is he offers all of my channel members free standard delivery on parts. Now, if you think how much delivery on parts is, it can get quite expensive. So I think that's a massive perk, a massive benefit for being a channel member. So if you're looking for parts for your car and you need a breaker and you think, well, I'm going to use a good breaker that Andy recommends, well, I highly recommend Mark. And I also would recommend joining my channel if you're not already a member to access that membership discount on Mark's parts, where you get free standard delivery. Can't say more than that, can you? And I want to thank Mark massively for offering my channel members that perk. So again, guys, if you want to join the channel, you're not already a member, click the join link down below. And of course, there's also a link down there. If you don't want to commit to being a member, you want to buy me a coffee or a cup of tea, there's also a little super thanks option down there as well. Everything is appreciated as we are working our way towards buying the new camera for the channel, because I'm just using a phone tonight, as you can probably see. So we're going to get a new camera for the channel. We're saving everything we get for the channel towards that. And I'm hoping I'll be revealing that very soon. But back to the channel car that we've got. So Mark has kindly offered to donate a car to the channel. And he did give me a little bit of an option about anything I can have, but it gave me some suggestions of what we could have. And we've actually settled on something that's going to be beneficial to particularly one person that's watching tonight, because I know that she tends to have a few problems with her car. And I think it's probably good that we better reveal this. We're going to take on an Audi TT Roadster, going to be for the channel. And it's going to be an Audi TT Roadster 150. Now, I know that's going to benefit Claire, because she has a 150 Roadster that she has some problems with. Because I realised after looking at a lot of the content that's out there, there's a lot of content for the 225. There is some content for the 3.2, although not as much as I would like. There is some content for the Roadster as well, but again, not as much as I would like. So we're going to do a Roadster 150, because there are a lot of very unique parts on the 150 compared to the 225 and even the 180. So we are going to be doing the 150 on the channel. So it's not going to be an absolute demolition monster that's going to be zooming around everywhere, but we're going to do a nice job of it. It's a black one at the moment, so it might stay black, or it might have a bit of a dress up, let's say. But the good thing is that that car fits the mold for what we're going to be doing next year, and that's taking the cars back to the south of France. And what better way to take a car to the south of France than to have the roof down for a couple of weeks, because we know that that's what I did just a few weeks ago. So we're going to be getting a Roadster for the channel. We're going to be driving that Roadster, hopefully, once we have it all ready to go next year. It's got a few niggles at the moment, but again, that's what the channel's here for. So I'm going to be sharing content with you. I'm hoping you're going to come along with me on the journey as we get that car back to health and we get it fit for the road journey next year. So if you are coming on the French road trip next year, the plan is to have that car with us on the trip. How amazing will that be? So you'll be able to watch the car return to its former glory over the next few months here on the channel. We're going to do a whole series on it. I'm hoping to get Mark here on the channel as well. There's a massive thank you for him for supplying the car. I'm sure he'll be able to help us out with parts along the way. And it's going to be a great fun journey. I hope you're going to enjoy the content because, again, I think that's something that is there's not that much going on the channels very much at the moment. There's a few videos coming out. I know we have the lives. Myself and Bryn do a live on a Tuesday and a Monday, but we want to bring you more video content as well. So that's going to be good. So Wi-Fi is flaky, Andy. Is that me? Okay, I'm just going through. Do you think a 8N with the original boot lid, no spoiler, is worth any more in the market or in the future? Sockwave, I think a TT without a spoiler is a nice feature. And I think that they do tend to demand a bit more money for that feature. They are quite rare, but you know, I don't know if they're actually probably worth as much just because they've got no spoiler on them. I don't think they look as nice perfectly without the spoiler, but that's just my thoughts on it. But you know, I think they look more bizarrely, they look more traditional with a spoiler, even though the spoilers cars went out first. So yeah, I just think they look a little bit more complete with a spoiler, to be honest. They look a little bit more sporty. Steve, hello, how are you, sir? Claire, I think we should get Mark in to talk about the differences between car parts. I got caught out of parts change mid-year. Yes, Claire. So that will hopefully help you out on the channel conversation, getting parts for your car. I know that you've really struggled with parts, so hopefully we could get ourselves some really good information from Mark. Will share his information with us as well, and we get that car back to health. So of course it is a 150. It's got the little 17-inch wheels on it, I noticed as well. So I'm going to put a set of 18-inch Ronals on it. I may also swap the bumpers for the 3.2 V6 bumper as well to give it a bit of a nicer mean look at the front. I probably may even lower it. I'm not sure yet, but I think with a black car, in my head, I think it needs some Andy Charger white logos on it. I think is where it's probably going to need. It definitely needs to jazz it up a little bit like tonight. So it'll be like this. I've got white accents on my t-shirt, my Andy Charger t-shirt tonight. This is the new Quattrophenia t-shirts, guys, that have just been launched in the last week. So we had the original football style t-shirts with just the plain colours. Now you can get these black, blue and red ones with the hoops as well, with the white hoops. Really sets them off, and they're available on the merch store right now. So if you're interested in a t-shirt or an Andy Charger t-shirt, definitely check out the merch store, because that's where you can pick them up. If you're enjoying what you're watching, then definitely give it a thumbs up, and also put your comments in the chat tonight as well, guys, so I know that you're enjoying what you're watching. Also, anything you want to ask about events that are coming up, things. I refurbished and refitted front lower control arms at the weekend, thanks to you, Andy, and your videos. That's great to know, Steve. I think I remember rightly. Did I see that you were asking a question on Facebook somewhere about, has anyone got those locally? I think you're based in Kent, aren't you? But yeah. Hello, Andy. I recently bought my first 225. The car is awesome, and your channel is very helpful. Chris, that is great to know. It's always great to hear from people that are telling me that the channel is helping them and give them some great insight into how to fix their car, things to do, fault finding and diagnosing issues. It's always great to see that, and I'm always happy to help out. So if you need to get in touch with me directly and ask me a question, you can drop me an email at andy_charger@hotmail.com, and I will always come back to you. I know a lot of people do contact me for a bit of help on the side. I'm always happy to do that. I'm in Sussex, but I ended up in Kent picking up the arms. Oh, there you go. Great. So you're not too far away. And I forget who mentioned last week to use the stickers for registration plates on the roof switches, but it worked. I do remember that. Yes, that was the little 3M stickers, wasn't it? That you could put a little bit of credit card in. That's a great. I think it was Steve Chesham that mentioned that last week. So I think we'll have to give hats off to Steve Chesham. Which unwashed car are you bringing to Southend? This unwashed car, Steve, is coming to Southend, I think. I am going to, as you can see, I've got some cleaning products out. So I'm going to give it a bit of a go over, and I will be bringing this. But yes, I will be bringing this unwashed car. And the reason for that is the 225 Roadster, which I've really fallen back in love with the last few weeks. Since we went to France in it, it's just become our thing. So on a Friday night, so we go out, we'll talk about it anyway. We've been out last 2 Fridays on a bit of a date night. We take a picnic in a little Fortnum & Mason hamper we've got. So we look all very jolly hockey sticks. And we drive off somewhere this weekend, or last Friday night, we drove down to Winchelsea Beach and had a lovely couple of hours just out at the beach. It's nice and warm still, no one on the beach. And even you can sit on the groins, they're called, aren't they? So the groins that stop the longshore drift. Boring conversation, I know. But there's groins down there, and they've got these like wooden supports along them that actually reinforce the groins, and they make a perfect little table. So we sat there and had our lunch. I had our dinner rather. But you can't see the car. That's anything. It's the other side of the sort of the beach. So that would be a nice picture if we'd have the car right on the beach. This Friday we're going off. We're not doing it this Friday because we are going out in the car, but we're going to a pub for dinner on Friday. So it'll be a date with a difference this Friday. We'll be in the QS, which is quite clean, nice. I know that you've got a lot to choose from there, Steve. Which car you'll bring? So it'd be great to see the QS. I'll bring my jump pack with me just in case. So you're all covered. Because funny enough, I went to start this at about 6:30 to bring it round and put it in the garage, and it wouldn't start because you probably notice the boot is open right now. So it had enough power in it to run the electrics to open the boot, but it didn't have enough power to start the engine. I turned the key and nothing happens. You know, normally when you turn the key and it has that noise where it's like the relay's clicking, wasn't even doing that. Just turn the key, nothing. So I thought, right, what do I need to do? So luckily, I've got the perfect solution. You probably remember when you broke down, Steve, I had my top Don unit, which is massively overkill for that. It will start literally like world wars. It's so big. It's massive, that thing. But I've also got some really nice jump packs that I've done a review on the channel, some made by VTO Man. I'm going to grab them. I'm going to grab the one I used to start this car and talk about that. I mean, just grab it out of the boot. Where is it? Because you know, guys, I'm always happy to talk about products. Now, VTO Man, they sent me these, but they haven't given me a discount code or anything like that. So I've got nothing to pass on to you guys with that. But I say, if you want to go and check it out, I think they're pretty reasonably priced anyway, these VTO Mans, but definitely check them out. So this one is the the X1, this one is. So they do a V5 and an X1. Now, the V5 will start the 225, no problem. It really struggles on the 3.2 because it's just a bigger battery, bigger draw, bigger everything, bigger engine. The V5 really struggles. The X1, which is this one, will cope. And I was going to show you what this is. The good thing about this one, for those of you that need to know, it also comes with a tyre inflator, which is really good. So it's dual purpose. And a triple threat, actually, because it's got a big light on the front. So there is our gadget. There's the VTO Man. So it's a really good little gadget. It comes in a little carry case, and there's the little power lead to get it going. What I would recommend, guys, is if you are buying one of these power packs, right, I'm going to tell you what this one puts out. This one has as its peak current of 2,500 amps. If you've got a 3.2 V6, do not buy anything less than a jump pack that can put out 2,000 amps. This has got 2,500. Anything less than 2,000 amps, it will struggle with, okay? So you need something with at least that power. So if you look on TikTok, if you look on wherever you buy it, you know, AliExpress, Temu, all those sort of sites, even Amazon, if you're looking for a jump pack and you see it's cheap and it's only got like a peak output of like 1,500 amps, don't buy it. Buy yourself one that's got the power outlets to do it. This one will do it. It's a really good gadget. It'll also inflate your tyres to 150 psi. I haven't seen a tyre that will go that high because it'll probably explode, but it will pump the tyres up. The compressing side of it, this will inflate your tyre from flat to 36 psi in about 4.5 minutes. I think I did it on the video, so you better check it. 4.5 minutes from flat to 36 psi. This will do essentially, I think it will do 3 tyres with a full charge. So it won't do all 4, but when you need to pump out all 4 tyres. But it will do 3 from flat, I prove. So there you go. Definitely a nice little gadget. Check out my channel. Check out the VTO Man link for that as well. So I haven't got a discount code, unfortunately, for you. And I've got no link for you to go off and support the channel even by buying it. The Top Don one I've got on TikTok. absolutely, definitely buy that one, because that one does actually help me, and it also helps you with the discount as well. So that's a really good one. What have we got? Claire Burke said the PCV pipe's now changed. A leak spotted during the smoke test. One pipe totally split upon removing another one with a minor leak. Thank God I've done them. Great, Claire. That's great to hear that you've done it. If I had starting problems, did not happen yet, I have an Optimus starting battery. Yeah, that's a good idea there. Right, great idea that for that, Robert. But guys, put your comments in the chat if you want to ask anything else. So we just mentioned there about the meet we're going to this Sunday. So there is a great meet going on this Sunday. It's making sure my light's still on. Yes, it is. That's good. There's a meet this Sunday in Southend Seafront. We're at the Shoebin end of Southend, and that starts from 9:30 on Southend Seafront. It's a great Audi TT meet organised by Jeff Bedford. If you want to come along to that, then get yourself along to Southend Seafront. There's quite a few cars coming up from Kent. I know that Joe Cordwell has mentioned on the Kent and Southern group about going up. There's a few people coming up. I know there's many of you around Essex that are going to the meet as well. Really looking forward to seeing you all on Sunday morning. I think I'll be bringing the wife this week, which is good. We won't be staying all day. We're staying around to about 11:30, and then we've got to get to Chelmsford for an ice hockey memorial game for a friend of ours who sadly passed early this year, that we're going to a memorial game of his. So I will be there till about 11:30. Shivan, great. Be good to see you on Sunday. Definitely come up and say hello. So again, just so people know, the meet on this weekend is Sunday morning, not Saturday. It's Sunday morning, 2nd of August from 9:30. Don't turn up on the wrong day, as I've had people turn up here for Springfest on the wrong day. So don't be that person. Steve Cal said, after I fitted the control arms, I took it to the local garage. The guy used his gas axe to heat up my OT sensor and finally got it out. Happy days. Brilliant. You guys are always too south. Unfortunately, Paul, I can't move where I am. So I do come to a few meets further north. I have been to a few. I've been to the Motorist on the first holding of the event of the Motorist. Not been back since, mind you, but I have been to that one. I'm a bit embarrassed to go to a meet with my car. Claire, please do not be embarrassed to go to a meet in your car, because any TT, the community that we have are so close and so embracing. There's no snobbery, I don't think, in TT world, because all our cars are quite cheap. So it's no snobbery. Take your car to a meet. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't be shy. I know there's a meet being organised in Scotland by Peter Loden at the moment, who's a channel member, I know. So Peter will be the person to get in touch with about going to a meet. Mark says, any other meets in August? The only weekends I have off is August. So it would be good to bring my car mad lad for a couple. I guess the first weekend in September is too far away from August, I guess, because I guess it is literally just August. If you did have a weekend, the first week in September, Mark, I would highly recommend coming to our London to Brighton run we do from the starting in Crawley down. It's not in London, it's Crawley down to Brighton Marina. That's on Saturday, the 5th of September. That is amazing. So, yeah, if you can come along to that. Oh, I love you. That's very nice. I love you too, Claire. Thank you very much for that. It's always good that I'm helping people out. Or is it, maybe she's aimed that at Mark because of all the great parts she supplied him. Oh, I love your T-shirt. She doesn't love me. She loves my T-shirt. There you go, Claire. So these are the new So this is the Quadrophenia event T-shirt. Look at that. So this year it's Quadrophenia 5. There you go. If I get you close, you can see that. Quadrophenia 5. How cool is it? It's a really cool T-shirt, this one. So you can get this from my merch store. This is on sellshirts.com/marketplace/Andy Charger. If you want a Quadrophenia T-shirt, I know Mr. Mortimer has picked up one of these. He's got one in red now, so he looks like he's wearing Wrexham colours, which is good. I got my son one in red actually, so he's got a nice red one. So I'm looking forward to seeing you, Andy, in your red T-shirt at Quadrophenia. Steve Chester, I love you too, Steve. Everyone, so much love in the room tonight. Everyone loves each other. It's great, isn't it? We love Andy too. Oh, so nice. Everyone's got so much love. It's like, you know, I don't know what to do with myself. We're all such lovely people. I think that's why. Yeah, Mark's going to check that out. Quadrophenia might be my first meet. Steve, please do come along, and please come up to me and give me a clip around here and say hi. because it's always great. Maybe don't give me a clip around here, but come say hi. It's always great to meet new people because obviously we chat online. You guys watch the videos, you comment on the videos, and then it's always great to meet you guys in person because someone comes up to me and says, Andy, nice to meet you. And I say, yeah, hi, yeah, how are you? And I always feel I'm being rude because I guess because you guys watch the channel, you obviously know a lot about me and the garage and the cars and my life. And then of course, when I meet you for the first time, it's like you know me, I don't know you. So I do apologise in advance if I come across as I'm like, sorry, who are you? But it's always great to meet you. And hopefully, if you get as much out of those sort of meets as I do, it's always great to meet new people and hear your stories of how the channel and the videos help you fix your car, keep it on the road, and all those sort of things. So it's really always really great to hear those stories. Who have we got there? Matt Vic. Hey Andy, I tuned into your stream a while ago asking for advice regarding buying a TT, and I just bought one. I'm loving it so far. That is amazing, Matt Vic. I'm glad to hear that you are loving the car. What's not to love about these cars? Because I suppose two things on these TTs. They look amazing and they're great fun to drive, but they can also be a bit of a challenge. So if you like a problem or troubleshooting, the TT is the car for you. But hopefully, as again, with parts availability now in the UK, we've got some great breakers that can get you a lot of parts. Mark's in the chat tonight. So if you need parts for your car, definitely say hello. Mark will give you a shout as well. What have we got? Do the t-shirts come in long sleeve? Claire, there is no t-shirt in long sleeve yet, but I am going to put one on the channel. So if I'm going to do an Andy Charger long sleeve, and I'm also going to do an Andy Charger two-tone long sleeve, so it'll be like a dark colour body and white sleeves. So they'll be coming to the channel as well. They will be out there. I'm going to do them in Andy Charger front and rear, but I'm also going to do the long sleeve in Quattrophenia. So I'll let you know. Claire, I'll drop you an email once they're there, Claire. Okay, and I'll let you know once it's there. Andy Morton, we're definitely not a reference to Wrexham, although we did beat the Dirty Leeds at the weekend, didn't we? We beat Leeds 3-2 in a friendly in the US, so that was pretty cool. Quattrophenia is a fantastic day, great cars, trip and company. Unfortunately, we can't go here due to holiday. Oh no, gutted, Steve. Well, at least we can catch up Sunday, which will be good. Be good to have an ice cream with you on the beach on Sunday and catch up. But sorry you can't be there for Quattrophenia. I am looking. I think we're going to be okay. I'm looking for some wood to touch. I've got a guaranteed way of making it rain here in the parts UK. I'm going to say late September, I'm going to put another Springfest together. So the last weekend in September, I'm going to do Springfest here in the garden. So details of that will be coming. I wasn't sure if I'm going to hold it, but I am going to hold one at the end of September. We might make it Mark 1 only though. So I don't know if that's going to upset a few people, but I want to get just a whole range of Mark 1s together, just Mark 1s for a picture. So I thought, well, what better way can we do it than to do that here at Springfest? So there might be a Mark 1 only meet, which I did mention last weekend in September. Claire, thank you so much for your £10 donation. A very, very kind support of the channel. Thank you so much. You're always a massive support of the channel. So thank you for your donations, everybody. Everybody that sends donations to the channel and obviously joins as a member, thank you so much. That's the sort of thing that keeps us going and keeps me doing what I do here in the garage on a Monday night. 10, what's that? Techno T6 T5W 10. I don't know what that red thing is. It looks like a little red dog, but I'm not sure that is. Anyway, but guys, if you've got any questions for me, we did say that we would do a fix it, didn't we, live on the channel tonight? And I have got something lined up for it. But I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to angle the camera to do it. I'm going to show you what I was going to do tonight. If you can bear with me 1 second. So right here is an Audi TT headlight. As you can see, it's off the car. But the one problem with it, as we can see, these are the tabs that you attach to the car. There's one there, and there should be one just there. Can you see that's broken? Now, I thought when a headlight gets broken like that, that's the end of your headlight. You know, it's obviously had a bit of an impact at some point, and the clip has broken off here. But lo and behold, you can actually buy these replacement parts right here, and they just bolt straight into the car like that. So all it is you can see in the middle, there's a hole right in the middle, right there. Can you see that hole? So you need a self-tapping screw. You line this up with your bracket like so, and then you just bolt it in. Simply bolt it into position, and that, because of the design of it, you can see it's got those funny like little feet there. Can you see those little feet? So these are designed. Now you can buy these direct from Audi, a headlight repair kit, and it's about £90, right? Which is mad. However, what you can do is you can contact James Steele here on Facebook. Oh, I'm on YouTube, but you can contact him on Facebook, and James will supply you a set of these. He's selling these on eBay as well. So he is JS81, I think, is his store on eBay. I have got a link to his store in my video on the spats. If you're interested in picking these up from James, he does a range of printed parts. These are much cheaper than Audi are going to be selling them for, and they're a great fit. So James supplied me with these. So I'm going to do a little video on how to do this. I'm also going to talk about the range of parts that James is now supplying to you all for fixing for your car. Because there are quite a few bits, believe it or not, on the Audi TT Mark 1 that can break, that are made of plastic, and James is supplying replacement parts. So I think that's a really, really good little bonus for us all. So yeah, so I'm going to do a little video on replacing that and fixing that. I was going to do it tonight, but I don't think I can show you on the bench. It's not going to be difficult, because all you've got to do is stick a self-tapper through there, screw it into the hole on the thing, and then it'll work. What have we got here? Techno has said, I love your car. Thank you so much. I mean, I am standing in the way of it, but there it is. There's the beautiful Audi TT Mark 1 3.2 V6 in Papaya. What an amazing, amazing car this is. I've owned this car nearly 2 years now. I think 2 years ago I bought the car, and 2 years ago in August, and I had a right old challenge to get it on the road, because the number plates were on, the plates it was on were personalised plates, and I really struggled to get those off the car with the DVSA, or DVLA is it, whichever one it is for the plates. Really struggled, DVLA I think, to get it off. Can we look at the fuel injector charge rig up here done, and talk about when you need to check them? Yes, we can do that. Let's have a quick look. They are 37 euros from Audi Tradition, but yes, James is a good shout and very cheap. Oh, Mark, that's much cheaper. The genuine Audi ones are 37 euros. When I looked to buy a set of those genuine ones, they were about £85 on eBay, and they were genuine Audi ones. So that's really cheap, 37 euros. But James, again, is much cheaper again. But can we look at the fuel injector charge rig? We can do. I've got it right here. So this is what I've rigged up. So we'll have a little bit of a close look up at this, right? So this is just a can of carburetor cleaner, okay? And what I've got a small piece of fuel hose right there. I've got a Jubilee clip right here that's bolting that, or doing that tight to that. And the idea is, I'll do it to the microphone, squirt that, and that builds up some pressure in this tube. And here is the fuel injector right at the end here, okay? So the fuel injector is forced into the end of the fuel pipe right here for now. That's building up pressure and building up essentially a jet that will go through. And then what I've got the fuel injector plug here as the rig with a pair of wires. And all I do is, once I'm ready to test it, I point that. So if we look down there, you probably can't see in this light, but there are 4 small holes in the end of that, okay? If I do that there, you probably can't quite see it. The camera can't focus, but there are 4 small holes right there. And the idea is they get blocked, and then they stop delivering fuel in an efficient manner. So by squirting this cleaner through it, and then you get a car battery. And what I do, I just put one on the positive terminal, one on the negative, just tap it, and it goes, and it squirts through the injector. And that, oh, it smells lovely. When you do that, that will actually clean. I can hear it now. It actually cleans the hole and dissolves all the deposits and build up. That's a good way of cleaning your injector. Definitely worth doing. The problem is, in the UK, they are inflated due to shipping and import costs from Germany. I tend to order in bulk so I can offset the cost across all parts, not just one. That's a great idea, Mark. So guys, if you do want a set of those genuine parts, you don't want to get a set of printed ones, you want a set of the genuine parts, Mark is the man, because he can get access to those Audi tradition parts. That's the thing that a lot of people can't get hold of. They tell you that parts are no longer available, but Mark can normally get hold of them. Some parts are genuinely not available anymore now, guys, for the Audi TT Mark 1. Things such as subframes, you can't get hold of them. So if you have a subframe that's gone, and I saw a great picture by the guys at TT Spares last week of a subframe on Facebook. I don't know if anyone's seen that, but it's literally so rotten, that subframe. How that's got for an MOT, I don't know, because there's no way it's rotted that much in a year. But yeah, oh, Travis, he's here. Travis, TT Travis YT. Travis, we've already spoken about your competition. Great to have you along. And from me to you, a massive congratulations, buddy, on hitting the 1,000 subscribers. I know I've messaged you about it, but actually just want to say that. So guys, those of you that are watching the channel right now, if you're happy to jump off and go and watch Travis's video or click on it and subscribe, go and do it, or wait till afterwards. But make a note of that. TT Travis YT, he's got a competition right now for you to win a set of forged rods for your car. So go and enter that competition. Make sure you subscribe to Travis and also check out his content because it is fantastic. It's a great watch. My subframe also is starting to rust. Not too bad, and yet though, not too. Okay, so yours isn't too bad. I've got a 3.2 V6 subframe hanging on the wall right now. So I can use that to put on the 3.2 if it ever needs doing, because I got caught out quite badly. And all thanks to Mark again for getting me out of trouble with the blue Mauritius Blue 3.2. I was driving to Germany and the car was in for MOT. I was driving a minibus to Germany at the time, and I got a call from the garage, failed the MOT. Why is that? It's failed on the subframe, it's rotten. Okay, where do we get a new one from? Well, you don't, because they don't make them anymore. I've rung around everywhere. So I rang around a few places, and luckily Mark was my saviour and came to the rescue. I spoke to Mark and he shipped it to my mum while I was in Germany. So my poor old 75-year-old mother had a massive pallet and a subframe turn up on her front door while I was away. And luckily she took the part in for me, and yeah, we got the car swapped out when I got back from Germany. It was all ready to go again. So amazing. So thank you, Mark, yet again for getting me out of trouble. What else have we got question wise? I'm just going through the questions, guys. Claire, did that help you as well? Do I check mine after doing the PCV pipes? I don't know if I'm over focusing, but I think the car could be sluggish. Yeah, unlikely to be. It could be a lot of other things. You know, it could even be a boost leak still if the car's been a bit sluggish, Claire. Could be a lot of things. Might be the plugs doing it. They could be causing a problem. The coil packs could be a problem. It's worth plugging it in and see if you've got any engine codes for definite. See if that's causing a problem. Hello, Carl. How are you? Good evening to you as well, sir. I undersealed mine so much better now. Yeah, definitely worth give them a bit of protection by giving them a coat and treat with some things. So yeah, well done on doing that. But guys, keep your questions coming in the chat. One thing I would definitely recommend you don't do. I always like to talk about things you should do and don't do. I wouldn't invest your money in a set of LED headlight bulbs like this from Auxito, because although someone has got them working, on the whole they won't work. Don't waste your money on LED headlight bulbs if you've got bi-xenons, because they won't work. Always worth chucking in the chat. This is an essential job. So when we get that 150 Roadster here on the channel, one of the first jobs I'm going to do, I'm going to be putting a new one of these on the car. So this is, of course, the oil pickup pipe right there. They end up getting loads of detritus in the top there, in that grill, in that gauze. And why does that happen? Well, what happens is this is sucking oil up from your sump and sending it around the car. And all the bits that end up in the sump, because your not your pickup pipe, all your PCV pipes are failing, bits of rubber are coming off them, all the bits that are just going around the engine that shouldn't be there end up in the oil, floating around. This sucks them up and blocks all the gauze. Bits of your dipstick break off, end up in the oil, get sucked into this gauze. So it's a bit like a sieve that is sieving all stuff out. But of course, when it gets blocked, it can't send oil around the engine. That's bad for your engine because your engine's not being lubricated. So you start getting oil pressure problems on the car. The red oil light comes on. You get the dipstick. You take the dipstick out because you think oil pressure must, because I haven't got enough oil. You pull the dipstick out and it's got plenty of oil in the car. Oh, I'm not going to worry about that because I've got plenty of oil. But what it is the oil, the car has got plenty of oil, but it's all stuck in your sump because this is not able to suck it up and send it around the engine. So this is an essential bit. They're about, I don't know, Mark, how much have you got these for? You probably sell these as a kit. So speak to Mark if you want one of these. Probably come as a kit. They're about 40, 45 pounds, something like that. You get a tube of Durco sealant for making a gasket, because I've only ever fitted things on a car before that had cork gaskets. And my old Escort was like that. I used to take the rocker cover off that and put a new cork gasket on and seal it back down. £35 postage, absolute bargain. Does it come with Durco as well? If it does, then great. So the tube of Durco nowadays, they have like a liquid gasket. So you run this gasket around the bottom of your sump, you let it go off, it goes sticky, bosh, put it back on, do it all up, and then it creates a nice seal. Don't go too mad on the sealant is one thing I would say. You can go over zealous with the sealant and end up putting too much off. That falls into your sump on the inside because it's too thickly done and starts causing the problem again. So definitely avoid that. My pickup pipe was clean after 26 years. That's brilliant, Robert. Do you know what? My pickup pipe, this is the one off the Roadster. And if you look in there, it's not too bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was. I didn't have any of the symptoms. I did it as a precaution rather than as a symptom. I did it as a preventative measure. So that's definitely a job worth doing. What else have I got here that I've done recently? Let's have a look. This is another job. So when the car starts hesitating, conking out, not starting, those of you that are at Simply Audi, you remember when I had the blue, Mauritius blue car, and I broke down at Simply Audi. And that was all down to this part right here. So this is your crankshaft position sensor on the car. These tend to go bad as well. And of course, when they go bad, they cause a lot of problems. Refusing to start, stalling, poorly running engines. They do all sorts of things. And this can be one of the culprits. So it's worth checking. It's a bit of a pig to change because this is held into the block with a single bolt, hex bolt right there. And you get the bolt out and then trying to get it out because you haven't got any room to maneuver. It's hard to get it out because it's got that rubber O-ring around there. So that creates a great seal into the block. Getting it out is quite tricky. Mark says, I always forget to mention we do offer aqua vapor blasting on the postal service too. If anything needs anything cleaning up, you can also offer 10% offer to channel member, 10% discount. Look at that, another great a feature for channel members. 10% off that from Mark. Thank you, Mark. A great support of the channel and other great membership benefits there. I'm going to have to make a note of all these membership benefits for people so you can do. Brilliant. Mark's put he's going to say he's going to supply a new one with the car. Thank you so much, Mark. That's going to be great. It's one less thing I'm going to have to put into the car. Peter Loden's just joined us. Evening, Andy, and the chat. Good evening, Peter. Hope you're well. Channel member in green yet again. We've got quite a few channel members on tonight, guys. If you do want to support me and the channel, you can do so by becoming a member. There's an option down below to join the channel as a member, subscribe to the channel, and obviously support me in all we do. I think we are building a really nice community of people as members as well. We are going to have some nice member-only events and some online stuff as well. We had one at the start of the summer, and we're going to hold another one. We're going to have an online chat for members only. If you want to be part of that, definitely worth joining up. But of course, some other great benefits are Mark offers a standard free delivery on parts to people that are Andy Charger members on the channel here. He will offer standard free delivery on his parts, which is fantastic. Thank you, Mark. And also, Steve Craddock is offering a £200 discount to any channel member that wants a full valet of their car. So if you want a full detail and valet of your car, Steve's full valet service is offering a £200 discount for that. So I think Steve's still on holiday at the moment, so it's probably why he's not on, but great member benefits there, right there. So guys, if you've got any problems with the car, please put it in the chat and we will try to answer it. Hello, Phil, how are you? Robert, thank you for becoming a channel member. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much for becoming a member tonight. That's really great. That really helps the channel out, and it's always great having you along. Carl Foreman's just jumped in. How are you doing, Carl? Hopefully you're coming on Sunday to Jeff's meet. Hopefully you are, and if you are, I will see you there. Phil, hopefully you might be coming to the meet on Sunday, and yeah, we will hopefully see you there. We had a hockey game on Saturday, and your son Phil was my centre on my line, so there you go. And he didn't score though, but I did. But yeah. But anyway, have I missed any comments? Well, thank you, Andy. No worries. Having a quick look. What is blasting and what part? I'll let Mark answer that. My issue is spending 2 weekends trying to remove a pinch bolt. Yeah, that's a nightmare, isn't it? If you end up with problems, some people just end up hacking them off. Pinch bolts are a bit of a pain. Where is it? The meet on Sunday is in Southend. It's on Southend Seafront. It's at the Shoebury S end of the Southend Seafront. 9:30 start on Sunday morning, Sunday the 2nd of August. If you want to come along, there's definitely lots of people, lots of notes, events in the Audi TT Addicts chat as well. So you'll see it on there. Are you at the festival of? No worries. Just sort of put it out there in case you're around. Don't like people missing out on events, you know. So always like to put it out there. What else have we got going on? I think we'll probably talk a little bit about France next year because we're going to talk about. Let's talk about European trips for next year. So for those of you that don't know, the Audi TT International Show that we've held for the last 3 years is going on hiatus next year. So there is a reason for that. So the venue that we held it at in Ypres is Caddy Cars. Is Thierry selling the collection of cars? We won't be going back to Caddy Cars next year. So we won't be there for that weekend. So guys, if you've booked your hotel in Ypres and you don't want to go and just enjoy Ypres for the weekend and you're going because you're expecting the show, please cancel your hotels. If you want to go and enjoy Ypres, highly recommend it. It's a great place to visit and it's good that festival weekend. In fact, myself and Jeff and our wives are going back in just a few weeks. We're going on the 5th, we're going the 12th. No, we're going on the 19th of September. We're going for the weekend to Ypres just to see Ypres and spend the weekend rather than taking the cars. We're going to take the Tesla actually. So yeah, we're going for the weekend. And so the show won't be on next year. That's probably what I was getting at. So we will not be doing that one. So it's a shame, and we are looking at alternative venues and dates for you all. And as soon as we find something that's sensible and will fit in everyone's plan, then we will make sure we get you along. I'm just going to find that out for you. Someone's asked for the postcode for Sunday. In fact, what's the postcode for Sunday, just in case I fancy a long drive? Paul, I don't know if someone can quickly jump on the TT Addicts event group and see what that is, because I've only got my other phone handy here. I don't know if I can get on. Let's have a look if I can get on it from here. I don't know if I can. No, I can't, unfortunately. So, guys, if you can get that, it's going to be SS1. Oh, I did have it written down on my desk, and it seems to have rubbed off the desk, which is not great. So that was from last week. Sorry, guys. But yeah. So there is some events coming up as well, isn't there, in August? I can't remember the dates of all of them, so it's really bad. So we had, obviously, last weekend, or the weekend before last, we had 2 great events, didn't we? We had the event that was at Simply Audi, which looked great, and obviously the Audis in the Park 300 as well. We had that. Brilliant. Thank you, Matt, for sticking that up. SS3 9AE, perfect. That's great. That's great to have that on the chat. So there you go for those that want to come. I'm just going to scroll back through the comments, just in case I've missed anything. Let's have a look. Want to build a super high car? Is that high-powered car? Is that techno? I reckon it is. So Claire saying, thanks, Mark. What bolt sees the most with rocket engine? Oh, okay. Message me too, Mark. Okay. Mark 1, want to upgrade to 700 brake horsepower. Help. I think you're going to struggle to get yourself from whatever car you've got to 700. There's only one I know that's in that sort of realm, and that belongs to Jermaine. So unless you've got very deep pockets, I think you might be worth investing your money on something else, WFF 58, and upgrading that way. What's the postcode? We've already had that one for Paul. This is not a site for rocket engine cars. No, definitely not. I would like to combine a gas engine with an electric motor in a car. Nice. That's called a hybrid. I think it's already been done. No worries. I'll drop you a message through the week. No worries. There's the postcode. I'm just going to look through the chat. Mrs. Jugs has just taken some action there and got naughty techno. Little 18-year-old techno is now on the naughty step, obviously being naughty. Claire said Simply Audi was awesome. Did you go to Simply Audi, Claire? Because I know that's a long way for you to drive, because I think you're in Scotland, and that's Simply Audi was all the way down in the New Forest. So that's a long way to come. Maybe you watch the videos on it. It's always a great event. It's always one that puzzles me though, because it's a long way for most people to visit, but you get people that leave and go home at sort of like 2 hours into the show. And it's a long way to go for 2 hours in the show. Oh, you watched the video? Yes, and some great videos. Do you know what, guys? Those of you that came to Springfest, I filmed Springfest and I've still not done the video. And I feel really bad about that, because I think Brim was waiting to put his video out until I've done mine. Hopefully he's got it to go out at some point. I will get the video out at some point for you, just to go over what was here, because I spent time filming with Robert, talking about the differences of his car. And obviously with the two-wheel drive car, how the boot is low, you've got more boot space. And of course, if we end up taking that 150 Roadster to France next year, once we've done it up, with it being a two-wheel drive car, we should have more boot space, which will be great, because that's one thing that we really lacked with the Quattro Roadster. It doesn't have as much boot space. It's a deeper boot, so that's quite good. So Robert, if you fancy a trip next year, maybe you want to come along with us on our trip to the south of France, if you're not going to TT International. And those of you that are in Europe next year, maybe you fancy coming along on our trip next year. It'd be really good. We hopefully have 20-ish TTs coming to Scottish Meet next month. Peter, can you share the details in this chat right now? Because Claire is obviously in Scotland. She was worried about taking her car to a meet and feeling a bit out of place, feeling embarrassed. I said, there's no need to feel embarrassed about your car. Bring your cars to meets, because you'll find there's so many like-minded people no car needs to be embarrassed by. Definitely bring your car along. So definitely speak to Peter there, and yeah, really consider joining this trip. Robert, it'd be great to have you along for the week. Come and do the drive. It's an amazing place. Well done, Peter. Nice work, buddy. Yeah, that's an amazing achievement, Peter, because I think there's lots of TTs in Scotland, but I think the scene, getting you guys together, is quite tricky, because everyone's quite spaced out. So to get 20 of you together, that would be amazing. Definitely get some pictures and video of that, mate, and share it on the channel. But yeah, so if anyone is interested in coming to the trip next year, so we talked about why the TT International show is not happening because of Thierry selling up, but we are trying to get an alternative venue. But what we are doing is on June, I think it's the 8th next year, or June the 12th, I think it might be. June the 12th, Vanessa will tell me the right date. I think it's June the 12th, Saturday, June the 12th. We're heading to the south of France. We're going to take 2 days to get there. So Saturday and Sunday, we're going to drive down there, and we're going to stay probably in Dijon overnight on the way down there. Then we're going to stay in the south for 3 days, and then we're going to drive back through the Alps across Route de Napoleon to stay in the Clusaz for 2 days, and then we are going to drive on to Troyes on the way back for a night, and then come back through Reims, Guer, Formula 1 Grand Prix track, and then back to Calais. So it's going to be an amazing trip. We're going to see some amazing landscapes. You can check out my French road trip video if you want to see what it was like. But if you want to be part of that trip, please do think about coming along next year. I can give you some rough ideas of costs and hotels. And it cost me the trip there and back in tolls, mainly on toll roads, €188. Just so you're aware. That's what it costs in tolls. Fuel, it probably cost £500 in fuel, maybe just under, maybe about 450. But that was because petrol prices are extremely high in Europe right now. So I expect it to be a lot lower than that, maybe £400 for the fuel. And then, of course, on top of that, it's your hotels and your food. So depending on what hotel you're staying in, hotels for the night might be between 60 and €100. So I think for £1,500 you could get yourself down there and back if you're driving a car. And of course, if you're sharing hotels, then that will also cover you. Good evening, Jeff. How are you tonight? Looking forward to seeing you on Sunday and a great catch up at your Southend meet. We've been talking about that quite a bit tonight already. Getting a few people down to the meet on Sunday is going to be great fun. Mark Stanley, Peter, save the drive and take advantage of the free postage. Exactly that. Peter's already a member, so he can get his access to his free standard delivery. One of the perks of the Andy Charger channel, Peter. Get your free delivery. NC500 is very good. Weather can be crap dependent on where you go. I'd split it up and make a holiday of it. Yeah, the NC500 seems to be a good one for people to go and do. I've not done it myself. We are thinking about doing a Wales trip next year, driving across Wales with the car. So that's one other good thing we're going to be doing next year. 12th to the 20th, Vanessa has said as well. Perfect. So there we go. That is going to be the trip next year. Southend, yeah. I'd love to do the NC500. Well, Claire, you're in the ideal location to do that, aren't you? To do the NC500. Look how long my beard's getting. Starting to look like Dom. I have to have a bit of a trim up, won't I? But yeah, so looking forward to seeing all of you on Sunday. There should be quite a few people that are coming to that event on Sunday. And yeah, looking forward to catch up. I'll have to do a little event video. Maybe I might have a new camera with me. We'll have to see what happens, see how we go on this week, see how the memberships and the donations go this week, and see if we can get there. We're nearly there now for it. Up for the Wales trip, yeah, absolutely. I think the Wales trip would be great. Love a bit of Wales. Being a proud Welshman myself, Welsh surname, Welsh blood. Very happy to return to the motherland and drive across it. So yeah, looking forward to doing that next year. Maybe even go via Wrexham. So I'm a big Wrexham fan, so I'll definitely have to go through there and pay homage to my football team as well. As I'm from Oswestry originally, so just over the border into England, but Welsh parentage, and I've always supported the boys in Wrexham, even when we were really bad at football. So it's always it's quite nice to see what's going on now. Everyone thinks I'm a glory hunter, but I can show you pictures on my Facebook where I've been a fan and wearing the jerseys for many years. And let's hope there's no wildfires in France next year. You were lucky to escape this time. Well, it felt like there was a wildfire going on in my car, Jeff. It was so hot. So one thing I've done last week, one thing, just nice little segue into it. Last week on Friday, I had ACS back, who are the guys that did my air conditioning on my Roadster, and they have extracted the air conditioning gas, the whatever it is, F31, whatever the gas is called. They've extracted it all from the car safely, so it's degassed, so I can now remove the compressor on the car safely. So that's a job for me. I was going to have the car in here tonight, actually, with the front off, just having the time over the weekend. And Rom had the car yesterday anyway, to get the front off and start removing that compressor so we can get that swapped out. Now I do have, it says, I've got another compressor right here, so bear me 1 second. I've got another compressor right here. So this is the AC compressor off a 225. This is off my black coupe that sits outside. Now I was hoping to use this compressor as a swap out part for my Roadster. However, I've noticed when I've looked at it, here's the plug. Can you see that connection? So while I think it probably still works, that connection looks dodgy. So I don't think I'm going to be able to use this one after all. So Mark, if you've got a spare air compressor, AC compressor for a coupe, for a Roadster, I don't think they're any different, but if you've got a spare one, send it my way because I desperately need a compressor. Yeah, so that was what I'm hoping. So I was hoping to show you a video on that and how I can test it. So my plan was going to be see if the clutch kicks in on this one and it can actually turn on, because you'd hear it kick on if it was, and that's the electrical connector. We could done a bench test of it and see if it works, but unfortunately, it does look a little bit dodgy. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. That would be an amazing trip. The scenery is stunning if we get the weather. Yeah, I've seen a cracking bright blue 1980s Mini at the weekend. Looked awesome. Yeah, there's some great cars around at the moment. Lots of great cars. But yeah, when I picked up the TT from Mark, I drove pretty much through centre of Wales from the coast. Stunning views and road in places. Yeah, well that's brilliant, isn't it? If we can, if we do that road trip, we're gonna have to see if we can get down and see Mark, aren't we? Get all the way down in Pembrokeshire and see Mark. So I do need to. So just to recap, for those of you that haven't heard tonight's big channel news, is that we have secured a new channel car. And that's going to be a car that ties in nicely for next year, because it means we'll have another Roadster to take to the south of France on our French road trip next year, which will be really cool. It's a 150 Roadster that Mark has kindly letting us have to the channel. So thank you very much for Mark. We're going to document its basically its refurbishment and getting it back to the level it should be. It's obviously an old car. It's missing its CCM at the moment. It's not in the car anymore. So we need to get a CCM track down for the car. And even if it's a broken one, we're going to be able to get that refurbished and get it fitted to the car and get all the electrics working again. Now, I think there's not an awful lot of content out there for Roadsters specifically for the Roadster. And one thing that I want to share with you all is, what do I do? How do I extract my CCM? So that is going to be covered in the video. So once we get the car, we'll do a full walk around the car, find out what needs to be fixed. We'll get some plans in place of what we're going to do with the car as well. I've got some ideas in my head what I'm going to do with it to make it look a little bit different, make it look a little bit special, and we're going to use that on the road trip next year. But I do need to get the car from Pembrokeshire to Kent. That's the only catch at the moment. So, guys, if anyone knows, if anyone's driving from Pembrokeshire or wants to drive from Pembrokeshire to my house and deliver a car, then please be my guest. We can definitely come to some sort of arrangement. If you're out that way or want to come this way, if you've got a transporter that you can get the car from there to here, we're trying to do it as much as on channel people, seeing if we can get this car here, all come together and see how we can do it. And then once we've got it all done and all finished and it's being used next year and we get it safely back from France, I was thinking maybe we should raffle that off on the channel. Maybe do a charity raffle here on the channel. All money will go to charity on the back of that. What do you think, guys? I think that would be a really good idea. Let me know in the comments if you think that would be a really good prize for someone. Well, I think it would be a really good prize, wouldn't it? But let's see what people think. Just going to go back through the comments. Let's have a quick look. What have we got? Just scrolling down as I've missed so much. I've got my papaya sitting in my yard near Bridgend, near Mark, ready for you, Kate. Reg. Chris, I think Mark and I might have touched base over that car. Nice one, Mark. Yeah, Mark is an absolute legend and a massive support of the channel. Does a lot for me. Hopefully, I'm helping Mark out by spreading the word of how we can get you guys parts as well. So Mark is definitely the person that you need to get in touch with if you need parts, guys. He's massive support of the channel, and I'm always happy to put him in touch with you guys and see how he can help you too. Obviously, he does that great perk for the channel now. He does free delivery, free stand delivery for channel members as well. Another great reason to join the channel. Need any help on the 150, mate? Just let me know. I was going to say, if there's a really nice 150 Roadster that's been knocking around for years, it was the car that Peter once owned. And I did a video on that on the, I think, was it, do we call it the wee Scottish Roadster or something like it wasn't the wee Beastie, was it? We gave it a name. I can't remember what we called it. But we did a great video on it on the channel. So you can check that out. If you're ever bored, guys, and you want to watch a good series of videos of cars meeting cars, I do a series on here called TT Meets TT. There's a playlist all about all the cars I've met in that series. So we spoke to Peter and reviewed his amazing 150 Roadster. So yeah, so 150 is a bit of a unique car when it comes to parts. So I'm going to think there's going to be a few challenges ahead while we do that up, but hopefully not too many. So Mark's put for sale, Chris. Why not use mine? Because you've got yours, Claire. And yours is in Scotland, so I can't do that. Claire, we have 3 classic minis. Not sure which is worse, the mini or the TT. Great, Chris says. Peter there. Chris is saying, not for sale, Mark, but I need to drop it into you when I'm down. Fresh import, maybe down. Come say hello if I'm driving it up to Edinburgh. Nice. Carl's put, I had a car delivered from South Wales. I can dig out the company I use if that's useful. Yes, please do, Carl. Claire's put Mrs. Jugs, lol. No, definitely not, Andy. No, okay. That one is 1 mile from me. Oh, okay, different car. Wow, another one. Common as Mark. Yeah, those cars get everywhere, don't they? Huh? 2 a penny. They are. Do you know what? So I had when I bought this car, I think I'd maybe seen 2 before. So I thought, well, they're really rare, those cars. And then I would go to a show, and another one would turn up, and I'd be like, blimey, not seen one before. And there's another one. And there's one that does the rounds that's owned by Patrick Maloney that is a Morrow blue car that's been repainted. So it does fool a few people. Not some nice tricky bodywork on that one. And of course, Jeff, if you're still on, Jeff's brother-in-law has also got a 3.2 V6 as in Papaya as well. So whenever we get together, there's normally a couple knocking around. And in fact, we had 3 in the garden at one point last year where they were all lined up. So there's a picture on the Kent and Southern TT group I posted yesterday of 3 Papayas in my garden. And when we had that lineup, we also had 2 Imlay yellow cars next to them and also a Renault liquid yellow car that was a ABT car, wide body ABT car that had been repainted and had been stickered up in the DTM livery as well. So you had 6 quite unique looking cars there all together. Very rare to see 6 of those yellow and orange cars together. Very nice though. I've only seen one papaya in the flesh. It's Peter. Yeah, they are very member. Mark does free delivery to channel members, free delivery of a TT 150. I think that might be a bit too much. He's already helping me a lot on that. Still haven't seen one the same colour as mine. No, Phil, yours is quite unique as well, isn't it? Oranges and lemons, yeah, absolutely. They are quite a unique car, though. Obviously, the yellow Roadster that was here as part of that was Steve Chessum's car, and I know that Steve has now sold the car. Yet to see that at a show, Steve, so I don't know where that's gone. Be interested to see that turn up on the scene at some point. Steve Chessum, Andy's not a channel member, unfortunately. I thought Steve was a member. Steve was definitely a member. Has his membership expired? I'm pretty sure Steve was a member. I thought he was. Maybe not. You can tell who are members because they've got green names and they've got little badges after their name as well. So that's the channel members. Oh, I'm not a member. Oh, sorry, guys. The humour's waste. It's too late in the day. I've just worked out. I've got to be a member of my own channel. You're not a member of your channel. I am a member. I've got a special membership. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Yeah. No free delivery for a 150. No, maybe I should do a deal with Mark. I'll tell him I'll join my own channel and then get a deal. But yeah, I think a car's a bit different. Now I do, if we can't find someone that can do it, I possibly could arrange for him. So I don't know if those of you know Simon Siggets, that comes to a lot of events as well. He's also a channel member. He's got some nice cars, and he is a friend of mine. Has got a company that does relay cars actually. So I should give John a quick tap up and see what he'd charge me to do it. And John is picking up a car from the Midlands for Simon and dropping it down into Kent. So that'll be so he's already doing that. So maybe I'll talk to him and see what he can do for me. But yeah, but I've got filthy, dirty hands now, so I don't really want to go and touch the papaya. But should we have a little look at the papaya? Have a little walk around the papaya, shall we? I haven't got the gimbal turned on tonight, so I'll turn the gimbal on. Let's turn the gimbal on so you can actually see me walk around. Struggling today, I've realised I've been missold a set of BBS wheels by a local on the TT community. I should have checked much closer when he delivered. I trusted too much. Bolts being painted over. That's never good, is it? Oh, there you go. So the gimbal's now on, so now it'll follow me around the garage. That's a bit better, isn't it? So the windscreen is absolutely like covered in grime. I have given it this a little bit of a what. I put my fingers over that, right? Can you hear that? Now, if I put my fingers over here, can you hear that? And listen to this. Totally different because I've actually cleaned this bit of the bonnet. So I just gave this earlier on. I just gave it a little squirt with just a little bit of water with a little bit of, just a bit of car cleaner fluid in it as well. Just a bit of car soap, shampoo, just to rub over the bodywork, because the bodywork on this is actually not too bad because I have polished it to an inch of its life. So hopefully most of this stuff on the top should come off. Now there is stuff that you can buy which is like insect and bug remover, and I'm a little bit nervous to use that on the papaya because I don't want to damage the paint. I don't know if it has any sort of knock-on effect on the paint, but that is all that grinding noise that we just had. Now if I run my fingers over it now, much better. Now listen to this. Now listen to this. Totally different. So there you go, just giving it a clean. Now I've got to do it this way because I think you're allowed 2 buckets of water in Kent to wash a car right now. So I'm not even going to go that far. I'm going to clean it with this. So my car on Sunday when I come to Kent will be come to Essex. It will have been cleaned in this manner. I'm just doing it by hand, giving it a little, almost like a sponge bath. I'm going to be giving it. So there you go. That's how we are doing it for Sunday, guys. So I'm just having a quick look. So Carl just dug it out. I paid $260 to have it delivered from Landtristan to the bottom of the M23 near Gatwick. Okay, Carl, that's good to know. I'm going to reach out to John actually and see if John will do me a special mates rates price because John is plays hockey with me, so I'm going to see if he will do me a special price. So why is the TT boot open right now? Well, of course, got in the car earlier, and of course, being the TT not being driven for a while, it had a flat battery, didn't it? So again, so I've got the battery, got the car going, but if we come around the back here, just have a little look around the back in here. I've got the battery charger going at the moment in here. So people have asked me, so there we go. There's the battery charger. It's just working right now, just doing its business to get the car all ready for going to Jeff's meet on Sunday. Someone did say to me, why don't you put the seats down and just access the boot of the car from inside and charge the car up? Well, there's a reason for that, guys. I'm going to show you what that is right now. So if you've got a 3.2 V6 and your battery's in the boot, which is the problem, right? So if we come around here, it's going to move you around so you can see this. I'm going to turn the gimbal off so I can show you what's going on with it. Okay, so then I'll just spin you around like that. And I'm going to turn you down like that. There we go. So there's the boot of the car, right? So you've got the carpet that folds back in your TT boot, yeah, to access the boot. So if you can imagine the boot shut, you've got no power to open the boot. The battery is just here, okay, under the floor. So if you want to access that battery, you need to peel the floor back first up. Now it is in sections, so you could probably get that back, but you're not going to be able to get it back far enough to remove this panel. Now this panel covers the battery, so there's no way you'd better lift that out from the floor of the car to access the battery to get any sort of clips onto that. I mean, if you think about the depth of your boot, you're not going to be able to climb through the back seats even to do that anyway. So it's just not possible to do. Now there is that pull cable that runs through the tunnel, the handbrake tunnel in the car, but again, that's a pain. So that's why I've discovered that if I connect to the third fuse on the small fuse box on top of where the battery should be at the front and earth to the car and put this battery charger on 12-volt supply, it will supply enough power to the car for me to press the button and open the boot and then charge it properly. So that's what I did. You could potentially charge it all straight through the panel at the front, I guess. There are no points on this car to charge the car from the front. So I think on the Mark II, there are some like points on the car you can clip it onto and charge up. But this car, the Mark I, doesn't have that, which is a bit of a shame. But that's what's going on at the moment. Now, my car tends to always have a flat battery. I just don't drive it enough. I don't want to put the miles on it, but that is the risk that you have if you have got a car. You could end up really struggling trying to keep it going. So let's just put you back up now. My hands are filthy. What I could do, I suppose, that's a better view of the car, isn't it? If I just get my cloth, give my hands a little squirt with this. Don't know why I didn't think of doing it earlier. So there we go. We'll give my hands a little wipe off, and then I won't have that terrible, terrible hand. So yeah, so all good. Right, I'm just going to go back through the comments. So while I was doing the battery, I'm sure you've all been chatting. I'm going to see what people have said. Right. Mark hooked me up with a great delivery price to North London. Fabulous. No hosepipe ban up in Southend and plenty of jet washers on the way. If anyone is in need all the day or can be bothered, yeah, I might do that. Let's see how I get it, because there's no need. Well, I say there's no need. Wednesday night, I'm going to be doing a live here on Wednesday. Fiestas are normally our content on a Wednesday, but someone last Wednesday during the Fiesta live, they asked me to do a Toyota Aygo. Believe it or not, I thought, who do I know of a Toyota Aygo? And funny enough, my son's girlfriend's got one. So we're going to have a Toyota Aygo in here on request on Wednesday to go through. There are some common faults with that car. Probably a good car to cover because there's a lot of young drivers out there. So if you are a Toyota Aygo driver, we're going to go over the common problems with them and talk about it. One of the common problems with those cars is they tend to have failed seals in the boots, around the lights, around the boots. They get lots of water in the boot, so they need to be changed out quite regular. They have a few other problems as well, which we're going to cover off and show you how you can sort them. They do have a problem with clutches in those cars, well, high biting point. But we'll cover all that on Wednesday on the live. But yeah, what else was I going to cover off on Wednesday? It's gone out of my head now, but I'm sure it will come back to me. But if there's anything you want to ask me here, about the hosepipe ban, so I'm going to give it a wash. So the reason this won't be in the car garage all week, obviously the Ago's coming in, but also the Roadster needs to come in here so I can remove the front end and get that compressor off. So I definitely desperately need a compressor if someone's got one, Mark. I've asked a guy for a refund, but no dice. Seems short-sighted given he's trying to sell more wheels and parts locally in Scottish TT groups. Any suggestions? Ad said immaculate as new. Name and shame. If you know, maybe Chris, maybe ask him to drop me a message and and you know, and I you know, I'll if you think he's done you out or something, then ask him to put his comments together and send it down, because I'm always happy to try and mediate, let's say. Well, I don't want people being stitched up in the TT community, so I'll happily name him and shame him. All round Jeffs, absolutely all round Jeffs for a free bath. Yeah, Chris Young, who was it? Yeah, there you go. So Mark's asked, report him to the admins on the Scottish TT group. Yeah. Yeah, Jeff laughing at Steve. Mark Stanley, I guess this Sunday is too short notice for the meet in Southend. Guy is not officially a breaker, or some Mark would name and shame him on this public forum just yet. Okay. If you don't get any joy of it, Chris, then share it. Heads up for this Sunday's meet and anyone travelling from Kent, London way. There is a section of the A13 that's totally closed from Sadler's Farm to Tar Pot. So there can be extra traffic with diversions. Yeah, so that would have been my way to get there on Sunday, because the A13 is the quickest route for me to get there. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to drive down to the A127 and drive the whole length of the 127 instead. So that'll be my route of getting there. So if anyone is heading down there on Sunday, wants to convoy down, we're probably going to be leaving home about 8 o'clock. I reckon we will be at Dartford for about 8:45. So if you want to be around Dartford at 8:45 and convoy down, then please be my guest. Hi, Pete, reporting to Fraser Binney already. Okay, so that's done. Unfortunately, this weekend would be too short notice for me. And shame. They could have brought truck and took the car to Andy. That would have been amazing. Yeah, just but there are obviously diversions. Andy, thanks so much. That's unbelievably kind. No worries, buddy. That's what I'm here for. Good shout, Andy. Yeah, need to go for now. Take it easy. See you, Peter. Good to have you along tonight. Hopefully you haven't gone just yet and you've seen me say goodbye. Always good to have you along. Yeah, I don't like people being stitched up in the TT community. It's one thing that I really don't like. We've got a really strong, tight community in the TT world. We are all looking out for each other. We're all fans of the cars. That's why we're here. But we've also got a really good friendship group going, I think, now across the community. Everyone's really friendly. Everyone helps each other out. So without seeing people being stitched up, in fact, all my seals as my boot felt was wet and water is coming in above driver's window. So I'm going to do the door roof seals this week. My back window successfully sealed though, and another bit coming. That's good, Claire. You managed to seal the window. That's the important thing, because that will stop your CCM from getting wet and causing problems, because we know what happens if your CCM gets wet. Game over. Now, there is a way that you can replace a CCM, and I'm going to cover that when we get the black car here. That will be one of the first things I talk about, and how we get the car back to where it needs to be. And you must make sure, because they all tend to have there's lots of different CCMs for the cars, and they have a suffix of a letter code. And you need to make sure when you buy a CCM, it has the right suffix letter code for the car. Have the wrong letter code, it might not work, or you're electric, so it can cause a problem. So you need to make sure you replace like for like. So if you're taking out, let's say, a K suffix, you need to replace it with a K suffix CCM is the best way to describe it. You can get them repaired now as well, so you haven't got to replace with a brand new one. So I'm going to give that a little quick clean. Ooh. Has that made it worse or made it better? It was a little bit hazy. Let's give you another quick clean, guys. There you go. I think that's a bit cleaner. But yeah, you can get them repaired. So there's a guy called Sean Blenko of Motive Electronics in Hemel. I think he does them, so that will get it fixed. Oh, Carl just said it. Yeah, Sean Blenko is your guy. He will get it serviced, get it fixed. So Sean also does the the binnacle essentially. So your LCD screen down the middle of the instrument cluster, he'll also fix those. If you've got needles that all do weird stuff, if your speedo's not working, Sean fixes all that as well. So Sean is a great guy. So who's that? Carl 8324. Thank you, Carl, so much, buddy, for becoming a channel member and supporting me. That is most appreciated. Thank you so much. You guys are the best, you know, for becoming channel members and supporting all I do. So thank you so much for that. Really appreciate that. Richard Stevenson, how are you tonight? All the way over from Dublin. Andy, agree, Andy. The people who I've met in Rochester and at your Springfest have been very helpful and full of advice, including Mark Stanley. Absolutely. That's what we're all here for. I'm glad you enjoy Springfest. And you know, hats off to you, Richard. You drive, well, you fly over and come to our meets in Kent just for the morning. Don't bring your car, but you get to meet lots of people and talk about your cars. Always great to see you when you come along, buddy, as well. And always great to catch up. And of course, you are normally rocking the Andy Charger merch, which always looks good on you. So thank you very much for that. Steve Cow, my key fob battery, just reading that, sorry. My key fob is eating batteries. Inquired with Auto Locksmith for a new key programmed, and they want over £200 for it. I can buy a lot of batteries for £200. Steve Cow, so you can take the guts of your key fob out. I haven't got my keys on me, but you can put it together. So if you break the key, the blade of the key, right, on your key fob, all is not lost, because you can actually take a picture of your blade and send it to the guys at keysinthepost.com, and they will cut you a new blade for the key, post it out for about £10, and you've got a new key. And all you need to do is get the guts of your fob, take it out, make sure it's not got any corrosion on it, and put it into the new fob casing, put the blade in it, clip it together, and it's all ready to go. It does have like a little chip in it that links with the instrument cluster in the fob. So you need to make sure you take all the bits over. But it sounds like you've got a bit of a short in it somewhere, and it's got a bit of a drain, I would say, from that. What's Sean's contact details? That's my next job straight after Scottish Meet. Claire, so his website is motiveelectronics.com. You can find Sean a lot of the Facebook groups, Sean Blenko. So he's a really good guy. If you drop me an email, Claire, you can't find him, I will send you Sean's details. Andy Morton, I've replaced my CCM that had a different letter code. It just needs to be recoded through VCDS. Steve, so is mine. Yeah, so that's a good point, Andy. You can recode them, but it's easy to swap out for the same one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at options on it of how you can protect the CCM. Once we've got it out of the car, I'm going to look at a way to protect it, because we talked about this last week, that you could probably encase it in some sort of like rubber bladder that would protect it. Trouble with that is, if you get any moisture inside that bladder, it's also going to keep the moisture in as well as keep the moisture out. So you are going to be maybe increasing the problems. I also don't know how much heat the CCM generates. Hopefully not a lot, but if it generates any heat, insulating it more with like a rubber bladder is just going to accentuate the problem, heat the components up, cause more problems. So there is also a solution that you could extend the cables and run it into, say, like the boot compartment and put the CCM mounted in the boot instead. That is a bit more of a challenge because the cable, there's not an awful lot of slack in the CCM cable, to be honest. It's quite limited. I'm going to speak to Sean and see if there's a way. What I think would be the best thing to do is, and I'm not sure how to do this yet, but if you can imagine the cable, the CCM cable, is what you could probably do if you had enough time, is you could probably clip the cable, separate all the elements out, and then put an extension cable onto that, or even if you could find the plug that it goes into and replicate that plug end to end as like a male to female sort of connection, and run it further into the boot. So I'm going to look at my options on that, and if I come up with a solution, of course, it will be coming straight to the channel. So don't forget, this will be the place to find all those things. Sean is very helpful. Nick Harley, good to have you along tonight as well, buddy. Just spotted there's so many members on tonight. Great to have all the members along. And guys, thanks you so much for doing this. John loves the colour. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. It is a great colour car. Phil says, Mark, I'll be sending you some questions via OEM TT about compressor for 3.2 and some other bits. Is that the AC compressor you're after, Phil? I have to get in the queue there because I want one as well. But not for the 3.2. I need it for the Roadster, the 225. But yeah, just to recap. So just the European stuff. TT International's not happening next year. We're on hiatus for a year. We are trying to find an alternative venue, but it won't be back at Caddy Cars because Caddy Cars is probably going to be no more because Thierry's got the cars for sale. We are going to be doing the French road trip the 12th to the 20th next year. If you want to come on that South of France road trip, please do. Go and check out my video if you've not watched it yet because it's a really good watch. We're getting a lot of like non-TT people watching it as well, which is great. So there might be some non-TT people that come along with us next year as well. I don't care who comes along. If you want to come along and enjoy yourself and spend 8 days with me, having a bit of fun, doing some driving, seeing some parts of France, enjoying some good food, good wine, great company, then definitely think about coming along and making that your holiday next year. Mark said, no problem, gents, getting to go around. Oh, good. Plenty to go around. Even better. Definitely need some. If you Mark, if you want to send 2 my way, I can get one to Phil as well. So although Phil's a member now, so he gets free standard delivery as well. Send them to Phil, and I haven't got to pay for delivery. Then I'll go and get it from Phil's house. There you go. That's the way to do it. Got my itchy leg. I've been bitten on the leg. Damn things. What I have got to do though is I'm quite embarrassed to show you this. So this is obviously where I do the filming, guys, and I am going to do a video on my environment in here and talk about what I do in here and what I use to do the filming and stuff. But if we look down the other end of the garage, look how untidy it is. Look down there. Oh, it's a right old mess, isn't it? So I've got to make some space in here if I'm going to put another car in because I came home from work today, saw my wife and said, got some great news. And what's that? She said, well, we've got another Project TT coming to the channel. And she's like, well, that black one's going to have to go then because we've got no space. I thought, yeah. So the black car, the breaker is still on the drive. So we are going to have to just, I think, cut our losses now. So that's it for channel content. It's been a good servant. It's going to have to go now. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. Bradley David, good driving through Texas, heading for New Mexico. What an amazing road trip that must be. Love to drive through Texas. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Love to do that. But yeah, so I've got to make some space. I've got to tidy that garage up, which is a good reason to do it, but I will now do that. I've now got a reason to do it, haven't I? Get it all tidy, and then we can get that Roadster here and we can get that ready for the channel. Can someone tell me what product you use to get rid of smells from the interior? I use this. Well, this is one thing I do to clean the interior. So this Demon Fabric's really good. It's really foamy. It's good. You can use it on pretty much anything. So that's a good way of getting a deep clean on it. But one of the great things, if you've not tried them, I think they're called air bombs, right? They're made by like car plan people like that. And basically what you do is it's like a little container and you shut all your windows, have your engine running, turn your air conditioning on to full chat in the car and put it on recirculate. Get this little air conditioner can, click the button, it starts squirting out the top of it. You put it in the middle of the car, you shut all the doors, you leave the engine running for about 15 minutes, the car fills up with like mist, and this mist goes over the whole of the interior, soaks into all your bits of the car, and it's like a deodorant, and it makes all the smells go away. And I was a bit skeptical of it, to be honest. I thought, how is that going to work? My kids' cars smell disgusting. Well, I use those and it's like a brand new car inside now. So I highly recommend them. They're about £7.50 on Amazon and they're called car bombs or air bombs. Be careful what you search for, I guess. But yeah, they're just called a car air freshener, car air bomb, something like that. And yeah, check them out, Claire. Definitely worth getting. I haven't got any here on the shelf because when we buy them, we use them. The Roadster, my Roadster's got a real like damp smell to it, and I think that's because of what it is. It has that horrible sort of dampy smell anyway. So they do always smell a little bit moldy. This doesn't. This one smells lovely, I have to say. This the coupe. And my blue car, bizarrely, when I bought the blue car, I went to buy it on a Thursday afternoon. It was, and my father-in-law drove me down there the day off from work. He drove me all the way down to the New Forest and loved the car. But as as soon as I saw it, we saw it in the wet as well. Never buy a car in the wet because I think some of the marks I didn't see because it was wet. But he said, have a sit inside it, see what you think. And I opened the door and I sat there, and the smell, it's a really random thing to say, but it smelled like my dad. I know that sounds a really random thing to say. So my dad died when I was 14. So I'm not looking for any sympathy there because bad things happen to people. But the smell, I've got like some good memories of it, and some memories are quite hazy. But I can really remember how he used to wear a leather jacket, and it smelled a certain way. It's a real familiar smell. And when I got in that car, I was like, oh my God, it smells like my dad. And when I bought the car, I had to buy the car then, drove it home, and I said to my mum, I said, you've got to come and sit in this car because it smells just like dad. It's like the most, really familiar smell. And she said she didn't think it smelled like my dad at all, but what's different things, different people. And I said it to my little brother. I said, you need to smell this car. It smells like dad. And he smelled it and he said, yeah, it does. And all we can think of, he had a leather jacket, he rode a motorbike as well. And we can remember him coming home from work and he'd been out and it was like sort of wet and he had this smell. And it's not a bad smell, this, by the way, guys. It was a really nice smell that I remember from my childhood. It was almost like aftershave and leather. So just, I like to share random stories with you guys. So there you go, it's another random story of the night. I'm just going to check, have I missed comments? No, I've not. Probably just bored you with my tears about the smell of cars. Andy, don't forget, take relevant parts of Black Breaker now before it goes. Yeah, Mark, tell me what are the top 10 things I should remove from that car, or let me shout them out to you of things that are left and should I remove. So one thing, it's got an exhaust on it. I don't know the condition. Should I remove the exhaust? Is the first one. The catalytic converter I've got and kept, but it is an aftermarket one, so I know it's not worth any money. The doors aren't worth taking off because they won't fit the Roadster. The wings I've sold, so that's no good. The bonnet I've sold, that's no good. Love that story, Andy. Thanks for sharing and can relate to that kind of smell. My dad was also a biker and loved the leather jacket. Yeah, it's great to share those things, guys. So I'm glad I'm not just being a bit soppy in my old age, but it's always great to sort of share those things. For the interior, you could use a product with chlorine dioxide. If pre-2002 airbag module. Oh, yeah, it is. Mark, it is. So I've started taking the steering wheel off. So the airbag module, is that the airbag in the steering wheel? Tell me where that is, if not. Doors will fit Roadster. Yeah, it's only the glass that won't, isn't it? Is that right? The glass won't fit the Roadster. Does the Roadster need doors? Oh, yeah, there you go. Does the Roadster need doors? Because there's no interior in this car. The interior is shot. I sold the seats. Maybe we could pick up from somewhere. Maybe I could pick up a baseball stitch interior for it. That would be a really cool feature to have, wouldn't it? Only the glass is different. Yeah. Do you know what I have done though? I'm trying to work out on the coupe how I remove the rear windows. So I've seen there's like three rivets holding it in. I've drilled those out. I still can't get the glass. It feels like it's bonded in. So I might have to get a wire and cut the glass out. Because I thought, you know what? Certain glass might be worth keeping hold of now. So the little glass in front of the front door glass that sits, not the window, but the bit of triangular glass, I've taken those off the coupe and kept those because I think they're pretty useful to have. I don't know if they're different on the coupe and the Roadster. I don't think those bits are. I think it's only the main window glass that's different. But yeah, anything else you think I need to keep, Mark, off it? Airbag modules in front of gear stick. In front of gear stick. You have to take center console out and the panel down to the left by the clutch pedal. Okay, I'll take that out as well. Is there anything else I need to take off it? I've started taking the steering wheel off because, do you know what? I thought I might just put a clamp on the steering wheel just to turn it to get it off the drive rather than the steering wheel and keep the steering wheel because I think the steering wheel looks pretty cool. It's a nice little feature to have maybe on the wall. Because what I have got on the wall here is I need to change, see my light, I need to change the cable on the light to a white lead, don't I? I'll hide the lead because it looks a bit naff, and it just with the light on the wall, but the cable's a different colour. Fuel pump, I've got that out already, Mark. That's already out the car. Turbo bolts are hard to get, I believe. I don't know if you, yeah, I think they were buggered to get off anyway. So I've got 2 of them out of 3. I think the other one was a bit shafted. So yeah, I'll have a look at that airbag module, Mark. I did think about looking at the blend doors as well while I've got, because most of the dash is out. So I thought maybe I could do the blend door, show people where it is. I might do a video on that before it goes. But yeah, so I've taken the door, the motors off the door as well. So the window motor doors, I've taken window door motors. I've taken those out as well. So I've got those. And there's like another sort of like, is it the central lock-in part as well? The micro switches, where are the micro switches on the doors, guys, as well? I think I'll take those off and keep those if they're still on the door somewhere. I know that they go and can cause a problem. I was going to put my spare steering wheel on my living room wall. That's what I'm thinking about doing, Claire. Maybe not on my living room. I don't think the wife will allow that. But you need to put the bolt in as it doesn't click in. Okay. Yeah, I don't need to keep the bolt for it though, because the steering wheel will only be like a, oh, you mean the bolt to keep the middle and the 2 bits of the steering wheel together. Airbag, if early car won't have a prefix letter on the end. If it's got a letter on the end, leave it in. Okay. Micro is in the door lock assembly. Okay, I'll take those out as well. Well, maybe I'll take the doors off and keep the doors. Worth having. What are the doors like on that car, Mark? On your car, let me know, and I'll see if it's worth keeping the doors. It may well be worth keeping the doors. I've got 21% battery left on the phone as well, guys, just so you know. So I'll keep going until the phone runs out of battery tonight. So if I disappear, you know where I've gone. It's probably the best way to describe it. What about showing people how to replace a worn top door hinge which failed often? Yes, Paul. Paul Cliff, I guess that might be. How are you tonight, buddy? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying yourself. I think you might be going away, or you've gone away already. Might be wrong. I picked up a cheap tonneau cover the other day, thinking do it navy and put it on a Glacier Roadster, which has a navy roof. Yeah, that would look pretty cool. But if there's no letter one, just sold on eBay. But if there's no letter one, just sold on eBay. Oh wow! So that could be some money to have out of the car to sell on, I guess. Lean against the papaya. Now, if I lean on this side, it's nice and smooth. If I lean on this bit, I'll end up grinding my backside away. So what we can do is just have a little. While we're doing it, let's give the car a little bit of a. Let's give it some spray. Give it a little bit of a wipe down. It's so. Can you see my finger marks? How dirty that bonnet is. Blimey, it's so filthy. There's a bird poo on it there. Now, one thing I have noticed on the back of the car as well, guys, is that when I went to Europe in April, I had to stick the UK sticker on the back of the car. Normally, I have a little magnetic one that will stick to the boot just about. It sticks to the roadster, stayed on for 2,000 miles, so it's obviously okay. But I actually stuck a sticker on the back of this one. Stupidly, I've left it on all that time. Wouldn't have looked at it today, and it was all peeling off and hanging off the edge. And I've peeled it off, and it's left all the glue behind. So much so you can see the UK actually in the glue. So I am going to give that a clean and get that off. And I am going to use, I'm trying to look for where it is. So I'm going to use isopropanol alcohol to get it off, because that's the best thing, I think, to protect the paint and also show people how to remove stick from the car, essentially. So that's what I am going to be doing. So that will be something to cover off. Hopefully, you can see me still on the side here as I wipe the car down, as we get rid of as much of this surface gunk off the car. Again, I can't do a jet wash on it. I can't do a hose pipe on it, because we have got a hose pipe ban down here in Kent. It's going to move these couple of little marks. There's a couple of little marks that I might need to maybe use the clay bar on and get those off a little bit, because there's a few little marks. But if we do it now, my fingers across that, there's no noise now. Can you hear that? There's no noise. And that's a good thing, because when I was doing it a minute ago, it was going, now there's no noise. That's a really good thing. Hello, Jack. How are you? I'm doing well. How are you doing? How's the school holidays? I think you're up in, if I remember rightly, you're up in Norfolk way, I think, this week. I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're having a good time with mum and dad. Let's have a quick look through the comments. Have I missed anything that's been coming up? Got things cooking on the background, off this week, loving life. That's good. Got things cooking in the background. Hopefully it's food you've got cooking in the background. Mark Stanley's put up his OEM TT parts, guys. If you don't know Mark, definitely check him out. And guys, if you're enjoying what you're watching tonight, please do give it a thumbs up. I need to know that you guys are enjoying what you're watching. This is our normal Monday show. There's many members on tonight, which is great to see. Halfords do a good tartan glue remover fill. I've got this one. This is an insect remover. So I don't know if that is the same stuff, because obviously insects are a pain, aren't they? So I might use that on the windscreen. I'm going to read the packet in a minute. Yeah, glass, paintwork, chrome, plastic, rubber. So I'm going to use it on the windscreen because we know the windscreen ends up with bug splats all over it and you can never get them quite off. So I'm going to have a look at that shortly. I think that was only one from Audi or Lidl Parkside, whichever one it is. Audi, is that Parkside? Is that t-shirt on your website? Richard Stevenson, this t-shirt right here is on the website. It's on the website in dark, in navy, and also in red. I don't think it's in the black though. But if you're interested, Richard, I can add it to the site so it can be available for you. If you're interested, guys, I'll add it to the site. So guys, those of you that don't know, you can get on my merch store to pick up all my merch. So these new t-shirts with the new, they've got the white collar and the white hoops on the arm as well. So they are available on the site. They're £22 at the moment. And it is sellshirts.com/marketplace/Andy Charger. You can pick them up. The link is on my channel homepage as well if you want the link through to the site. Definitely check them out. They are really nice. I quite like it. It's a much nicer fit than the other t-shirts are great, but this is a bit more fitted. You can probably see it's a bit more figure hugging. So I'm modelling it tonight. So there you go. So this is a nice t-shirt. What's the make? The make of this stuff, Claire, is Parkside. So it's from Lidl. Currently getting an engine rebuilt on an APX for a Roadster. Forged rods. Does anyone have any low-hanging fruits I should add? Road usable power is all I want. Nothing crazy. Water-based degreaser is great for removing dirt, moss, etc., and paintwork friendly. I use it in the body shop. Fantastic. What is that product called? They call paint wipe, panel wipe. Is panel wipe a bit too severe for existing paintwork, Paul? You probably better answer that because I mean you're a bodywork guy. Panel wipe, you use that to prepare the panels to get rid of all the grease before you start work. Let me know. But yeah, so I was just going to answer something else there. So talking about power, guys. So if you are looking for power in a car, where are you going to go? Tell me where you're going to go for this, because people will make some quite reasonably priced mods. So you can have an induction kit. You could put an oversized tip on to allow that turbo to get some more air into it. You could add a front mount intercooler onto it as well. So you can make sure that cool air is getting to your intake manifolds. Because as we know, the air that comes out the turbo is going to be red hot. So a front mount intercooler will make sure you get cold air to the car. Now, one thing I do notice from France is when I was driving around in 40-degree heat, the acceleration from the car was pretty poor. So just the hot air going into it from start with, it was already too hot. So if you think normally when you're driving around the UK in the winter, maybe it's like 3 degrees above. So it's almost like 40 degrees hotter than what it should have when I'm driving in the winter. That's why I love driving that turbo Roadster in the winter, because it's so cold. It gives you untold amounts of cold air. Power, it's amazing. I love driving it in the winter. One thing I can't, panel wipe is solvent based, also no issue with paintwork due to evaporating quickly. It does remove tar very easily. Okay, so panel wipe is something else that we could potentially use then. That's good. Yeah, so this is actually now, I can feel this now, what a difference that's made to the paintwork. There are still a few little marks like that just picked off, little bug splats. So I do think I need to give that a clean. Paul, I'm going to bring this car up to see you at some point, just to give your professional once over of the paintwork and for you to point out anything that needs doing and what you'd recommend to do as well, because I think it would be worthwhile having you look at it and tell me paintwork wise what you think it needs doing, because I do want to keep this as tip top as possible. In fact, I am going to take it off the road over the winter this year, and I'm going to do an underside restoration if I can on a lot of the parts. So that's going to be my plan. I would actually like to refresh the shocks and springs on this car as well. But I know there's options are limited to what's available now for it. Parts are getting difficult. So I guess Mr. Stanley's another conversation. So Audi Heritage and Audi Tradition, do they do any stock shocks and springs for the 3.2? So I'd be interested to have a chat. So I want to keep it as OEM as possible for its performance and how it hinges together, but let me know. We're down to 18%. Hopefully it should last a bit longer, the chat. We've still got plenty of you on tonight, still 24 of you on. Guys, if you're enjoying what you're watching, definitely give it a little like, give it a little thumbs up so I know you're enjoying what you're watching. And a massive thanks to all of you new guys that have, and girls as well, of course, have joined the channel as new members tonight. Welcome along. It's great to have you along as new members. Thank you as well for those of you that have sent me super thanks during the show tonight as well. There's a little link down the bottom there. If you want to buy me a coffee and support the channel, you can do so. But massive appreciation. You haven't got to do it. Don't feel obliged. But if you do want to support the channel, it's mostly appreciated, as we are heading towards investing back in the channel now. And I'm going to buy a new camera for doing some really good footage. If you've seen my footage on that French road trip, I do want to make a bit more of like a theatrical cinematic sort of release for the TT as well. I want to cover a lot more of the history, the heritage of the car, and do some really good arty work as well to make it more like so you're watching a bit more like a film when you watch some of our stuff on YouTube. A great person to look at for great quality footage like that is Hunter Direction. If you're going to look at Hunter's videos, his videos look absolutely amazing. I'd love to do something like Hunter's doing. Just going to have a quick look for the comments there. Mrs. Jugs, temper is completely standard. Lee won't change airbox, etc. Billet Badger got 271 brake after new turbo was fitted. Yeah, that's mad that it's standard, but it's pumping out that sort of power. And if I message you, can I buy a membership? I can't do it directly via YouTube. Chris, you can do that absolutely. Drop me a message, buddy, and we can sort that out for you. If you can't do it via YouTube, we'll try and do it another way for you. Absolutely massive appreciate your support of the channel. Thank you, sir. Always great to have all you amazing people along supporting us here at the channel. Say us, it's me, but you know, I say us, it sounds grand, doesn't it? But yeah, so this again, we're going to get this nice and clean, ready for Sunday. Going to bring a few products along Sunday as well that I will be looking to downsize some of my stuff here. So I am looking to Mrs. Judge. Thank you so much for your kind £10 donation. Always amazing. You such a great support of the channel, Vanessa. Thank you so much for all you do as well. You and Lee are great supporters and friends of the channel. So thank you so much. Where was I going with the concept about the car? Oh yeah, about parts and things. So I'm going to bring some stuff along on Sunday because I've got quite a few jump packs now here at the channel that I know would benefit a lot of you. Those of you that don't have them, I would only pass on stuff that's any good as well. So give you a chance. I review it. If it's any good, I'm happy to sell it on to you guys as well. Saves you paying full price from the shops. So if you're interested in doing that, I'm happy to pass things on to you as well. So I'll have a few things with me. I'll probably have a few scanning tools. I'll probably have a few jump packs and anything else. I'll tell you one thing I have got with me tonight, which I was going to do if we'd had the Roadster here, but we haven't. But I am going to do it maybe next week because we're running out of time tonight. I'm going to grab it. I got this from TikTok Shop. It's on my TikTok Shop right now as well. And it's an endoscope like that. It's got a little light on it as well and a battery. And it runs on your phone. So you run it with your phone and you can put this inside the engine down through the spark plug holes and inspect your piston heads and also your cylinders by this, because you can bend it to any shape, put it down the hole and have a look around. The little light means you can light up. And I thought, is that going to work? Absolutely does. It's absolutely banging. And I think it was about £6. I mean, how cool is that? So you can get these from my TikTok shop, guys. So if you're not already following me on TikTok, I've got loads of things on the TikTok shop that I use to do with the car that are really good little gadgets. But of course, YouTube, I don't really have them here on YouTube because it isn't really that place to do it. But I would always recommend these things to you guys. So if you're looking for something to look down in your engine, really quite cool. I've also been looking down my plug holes with it because I've got a bit of a blocked plug hole in the utility room. So I was looking down to see if I could see anything. And it's amazing because I thought you put it down the hole and I was a bit like, oh, what's that? You know, what is that doing down the hole? You know, can't see it, so dark down there. But then there's this little wheel. There you go. So that little wheel on the top there, little thumb wheel. So you give it a little roll and the brightness goes up and it turns that into a bright light on the end of it. It's amazing. I wonder if I can, I might give you a little demo of, I don't know if it'll work. I don't think the app's installed on this phone. Let's have a little look. Let's see if we can get it to work. If that does what I think it does. Oh, there you go. So there you go. There's the little light on the end of it. So if I use this little wheel, let's see, I can turn the light up and down. And the camera's in the middle of it. I'll see if I can see if we can find the app. Oh, it's going to install as well. So we might better show you a little demo of it now, actually. And that'll be really cool, won't it? So we can show you how it works on the phone. Right, here we go. This device is... Right, there's the... Can you see that? Well, look at you. There you go, looking at the phone. Right, so I don't know if it's going to be... Oh, that's never good. Luckily, the phone didn't break any more than it was already broken. So we can just, there we go on the camera. So there you go. So we can look around. So you can look in my mouth if you want. Not really want to go there. You can look up my nose. So that's a really, really cool little gadget. There you go. You can see yourselves. It's like one of those endless, there you go. It's endless sort of tunnels. So it's really cool little gadget. So you can look at stuff. So what we'll do next week, guys, next week's video, it might be, so I can look at myself like that. There you go. Is that working? Oh, it's my head. It's at an angle, isn't it? Like, there you go. And that's upside down now. There you go. There's me at two angles. There you go. Me talking to you. There you go. Yeah. So what we'll do next week is we'll give that a wallop out and make sure that that as a demo. Maybe we'll do next week's broadcast as a widescreen. We'll do it as a desktop and we'll talk about some of the pictures that I'm going to share. Maybe we can have some pictures next week of the car that we're going to be getting on the channel. And we can also put up pictures during the broadcast that we show of people's cars that have entered the community page. And don't forget, guys, if you want to enter that competition to have the best car of the on my YouTube page on YouTube community, put your car on there. So upload your picture to your car, post it on the community page, get involved and vote for other people's cars, and the best car will win a prize. There you go. So yeah, it's a cool little gadget, isn't it, Claire? I do think. Actually, I'm just going to give that. Thank you, Vanessa. I've just given your little message a thumbs up there. So thank you so much for becoming a channel member, not becoming a channel member, for your kind donation. We've got 14%. Is it a light and a camera? Yeah, it is. So it's got a light. The reason it's got a light is if you put that into a dark space, it illuminates the camera so you can still see what's on the camera. It's a great little gadget. And it's also, so it's also got 5 meters of cable. So if you need to put it down somewhere a long way away, that's what you can do. You're going to undo it. I've not actually undone it or used it properly yet, but I could then run it out, 5 meters away. So put it down the drain and see stuff, or thread it down somewhere. You could do all sorts of things with it, couldn't you? There you go. Look anywhere. What was the Travis channel you mentioned earlier? Yeah, it's TT Travis YT, Steve. TT Travis YT. So Travis was in the chat earlier. But yeah, you can do it. We could check out the subframe rust with it. Yeah, absolutely. You could put it, so the subframe's got lots of holes in it. So you could feed it through the subframe and have a look on the inside of it. You could feed this near enough anywhere on the car. I think looking down in the spark plug holes and looking at the damage or wear to the piston heads is really useful. I think you could also put it into, maybe you could get in the inspection on the gearbox and look at the gearbox. I don't know. There's lots of places you could put this to look at damage, or, I think Pipework's a great one to have a look at, and yeah, I think it's a really useful little gadget, that. So I never even realized I needed one until I got one from TikTok Shop. TikTok Shop's amazing, guys. So if you're interested, jump on my TikTok Shop. There's a link to my TikTok Shop, I think, on my YouTube page as well. There's lots of great things on there. Lots of things you didn't even realize you needed. And again, because it's TikTok Shop, I only cover things that are worth having. So I did a review of a a jump pack at the weekend that's really good, really reasonable price jump pack as well. So definitely worth checking that out. But lots of great things. These microphones I've got on, even they come from TikTok Shop. So that shows you. So the good thing about these is, and which is what I love showing about these, right, is I sound like now right to the camera. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab the other one. Two microphones you get in a pack. Now I can talk into these like this, and I can walk right away from the car. Now, if I was just using the sound on the camera, on the car, on the phone, if I was this far away, you wouldn't be able to hear me. But the sound quality is great because I'm talking into these mics as I'm walking around. I mean, how great is that? You can hear me perfectly. Just going to clip that on there like that. And yeah, they're really helpful. So for doing broadcasts like this, and obviously the gimbal, which you can't see, but that's where we use that gimbal. It follows me around. It follows me around. Can we weld plates on the seals to deal with rust edges? I think once you've got rust into the seals to the level that there is that sort of level of damage, Claire, you just got to replace the seals. If you're actually welding bits on, that rust is only going to come back. Unfortunately, that's the way it is with rust. You're going to get yourself in a bit of a mess if you start doing that, I would thought, unfortunately. But that's just the nature of rust. And again, the same with subframes. You can't weld up subframes. People said, oh, you can weld up a subframe. No, you can't, because I did ask about that myself. The seals are paper thin. It's a no-go. There you go. Paul knows. Paul knows. Now, if you want any paint work doing, any body work doing, Paul is the man to ask. Because if you've not seen his video I made with Paul on his fantastic Quattro Sport spats that he fits the car, £80 a set, painted in the colour of your choice, delivered to your door, £80. You can't say fairer than that. Paul is the man to speak to. So you can find a link to Paul and get in contact with Paul directly from that video. It's in the video description. You can drop him an email as well. And of course, he has an eBay shop too. So if you want to get that out, check that out. Check out my video from last Friday, which talks all about Paul's great products. Again, it's Monday night. It's turned into a bit. I don't want to think I can start the shopping channel on a Monday night, guys. It's not. It's just passing on information that I've come across, doing what I do, finding contacts in the industry that I've found and use and like to use and appreciate all they do for us. And I'll pass them on. Sean Blenko is never on here. I've not seen Sean here, but I'd always give Sean a massive shout out because he does such a massive amount for keeping the electronics of the cars going and fixing cars. Absolutely. Mark is on here, obviously one of our great breakers, supplier of parts, also a supporter of the channel by offering you members a free standard delivery offer for a membership. If you're a member of the Anti-Charge channel, you get free standard delivery on your breaker parts with Mark. You know, helping you guys out. Paul is doing great spraying and painting. Can't wait to see his headlights. That's the one thing I'm really looking forward to, getting those up and running and seeing those in the flesh. That'll be amazing, Paul, when you finish those completely. And there's also something that's going on a bit further north. Ben of the North in Sheffield, those of you know Ben is building a LCD display for an Audi TT Mark 1. He's been building it for some time. He's programming it all up. It's going to look amazing when it's done. I can't wait to see that. That's going to be such an amazing feature for the Mark 1 once he's finished that. I will check that out. What is the video called? It's my video from Friday, Claire. So if you go to my video, go to my homepage, go to my videos, it's all about the OEM Plus fitting spats video. Great video on the parts. It looks amazing. Does Paul do larger jobs too? And where is Paul based? Yeah, Paul does all sorts of spraying, I believe. Thank you, Paul. And I'm sure he will help you out if it's something you need doing. And I think Paul's based in the Midlands, if I remember rightly. Is that right, Paul? I think it's where you're based. They look good, those lights. They do look good, Phil. Absolutely. They do look a fantastic bit of kit, don't they? Absolutely. I've got 11% battery left now, guys. So we've managed to string it out a bit longer. I don't know how much longer it's going to last. It's probably going to go to a black screen in a minute and go 10% battery, but hopefully not. But so I'm currently working on a video right now. Jeff, thank you so much for your kind donation, buddy. I'll buy you an ice cream and say thank you on Sunday. It's very kind of you, buddy. Looking forward to seeing you on Sunday. I've lost my train of thought now. I've also, Jeff, I've got to book the Eurotunnel, so I'm going to book that. I'll send you the. I think we'll use the same sort of times that we use when we go to the TT International Show. I think if that's all right with you. So that's sort of like 9:30, 10 o'clock sort of time, and come back on the Sunday mid-afternoon. If that sounds good with you. So yeah, so that's video. That's it. I was going to say talk about video. I've got a video underway right now, which I'm really excited to bring to you all. It's a bit like my videos for my French road trip video, but it's actually me visiting that Grand Prix circuit in Reims, in Reims. It looks like it's spelled, but in Reims it's pronounced. There's an old Formula One Grand Prix pit straight there from the 1950s. It's still there. Cars go there for photo opportunities. It's the most amazing place. If you used to play with your scale electrics when you were younger, and you used to have that little pit garage, that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of that like 1950s pit look. Amazing little setup. So I filmed it all. I got there. I filmed it all. I walked around it. I walked through the grandstand. It's amazing. We're going to be going there on our French road trip next year, guys. If you're coming along, be ready to go to that. But I'm going to do a video all about it. I've got it in the works at the moment. I'm hoping to get that out this week to share with you as well. So that'll be amazing. Yeah, Midlands is a big area, I think. It is a big area, but that's about as close as I can get, Claire. Paul might not be able to, might want me to reveal his location and have a think about that one as well. But yeah, he might have actually not be around. He might have left now, but who knows? But yeah, guys, big thanks to all you guys for sticking around. This is week 30, right? I've been doing this for 30 weeks now this year. I'm going to do the whole year. What's come with the leaderboards tonight? Claire is, I'm just looking at my top fans now, guys, and I've got a two-way tie with my top fans. So Claire and Vanessa, you're both tied with 875 XP points. And in third place is Jeff Bedford. So thank you very much. Oh yeah, Paul is in Stoke. I forgot he's in Stoke. So there you go. So he's very North Midlands, isn't he, at Stoke? Home of the darts. So there you go, tied for first place tonight. Claire and Vanessa are in first place. Jeff's in third place on 800. So thanks for all your messages, guys. I think when you send a message, I think you get XP points on that. So I think that's how that works. Always good to see who's contributing and adding to the conversation. So thank you so much for all you do. Thank you for supporting me and keep me doing. But yeah, week 30, we did want to do it. When I first started, I thought if I did a month, people might get bored after 4 weeks. And I did it for 2 months. People were still here, and it's grown and grown and grown. So we're still doing it. We're into our third hour tonight now. Andy's retracted his message. Hope it wasn't something rude. And yeah, we're into our third hour tonight, and people are still here watching. Still a great turnout. You guys are obviously enjoying watching me talk about the cars. By the end of the show on a Monday night, I'm absolutely hoarse. So it is a little bit on the bit of a struggle on the throat, but it is good. Claire, you are the best. You are both the best. Absolutely. I couldn't split you two up, could I? You're both massive supporters of the channel, and also rather having you both along on a Monday night to join in the conversation. It's always great to see all the messages and the conversation going on, guys. And again, if you are enjoying tonight, then definitely give it a little thumbs up because it's always good to know. Yeah, thank you so much, Claire, for all you do. Yourself and Vanessa, massive supporters of the channel, aren't you? So really appreciate it. So I'm going to get things left to do this week is get this ready for the show on Sunday. I'm going to try and get the compressor video underway this week, get the front off the Roadster. Obviously, the guy came back and extracted the coolant from the compressor circuit Friday. I've got that video to put out as well on how they test the air compressor, how they test the air conditioning on the car, what they do, and how they top it up. Because I don't know if you know, this is something I'm going to cover off tonight quickly about air conditioning. Do you know how much coolant, refrigerant that your car holds? I'm going to just turn the camera a little minute over here because I'm just going to pop the bonnet. So if I pop the bonnet right here and we open the bonnet like this, did you know that your coolant type and your coolant volume is all stamped on the inside. Get that open. There you go. On the sticker, just on this side here. So this is where your coolant level, your refrigerant type is stamped on the car here. So this says here, charge R134A. So that's what you need to charge the car with. It's refrigerant R134. Now, the guys that came and topped up my air conditioning, they did say that the refrigerant type, there's only really two types you come across in the car. And this is the most common type you get in the cars, is R134A. But underneath that, it says 750 plus 50 grams. And what that means is that is 750 grams of refrigerant in the car plus 50, right? So 800 essentially is what you put in the car. Now, if you buy one of those kits to top up your air conditioning yourself at home, you can buy those air compressor refresh things that you screw on and it fills up. Now, they are little spray cans about the size of, this is a bit, so that's 450. So that's right. So they're about 200 milliliters. So it's normally half the size of that WD-40, right? So they're about 20 or 30 pounds of canister to do it yourself at home. Okay. Now, to fill up 800 milliliters of it, you've got to use 4 of those. So to top it up yourself, if it's completely empty, you are going to have to use about 120 pounds worth of stuff to do it yourself. However, I had my air conditioning topped up, extracted, pressure tested, and refilled, and it cost me £40. So it doesn't make sense if you're not paying for someone to do it and you're trying to do it yourself to save money. It's actually a false economy because one can only will fill up a quart of the refrigerant. And of course, what those cans don't do, they don't add any dye to the system. They put an oil into the system that when you have a leak, you can spot the leak, because what it does, and those of you that remember looking at the front of this car when we were at the front of earlier this year, there was that oil stain on the condenser on the front. Now, what that was is that's the oil leaking from the refrigerant circuit, and that's its way of saying I'm leaking here and I'm not evaporating. Because don't forget, the refrigerant will evaporate into the air and be gone, but the oil will remain. So that's a great way of identifying where the oil leak, where the refrigerant leak is. So I know this condenser on the front of this car has got a problem, you know. So yeah, there you go. So I know that this needs a new condenser, and I would imagine when the guys come back to refill my refrigerant on my Roadster, I'm going to get them to pressure test this. Now I think this will have 0 pressure in it because it's obviously got a hole in that condenser where it's leaking from. So there you go. So 750 plus 50 grams of refrigerant is what your car needs to take. 800 grams of refrigerant. And that is what that sticker right there is telling you. Didn't know that, but there you do now. Where did you notice the oil? So right about here, Claire. So if I just so about here on the, because what you've got is you've got a radiator. Your car's radiator is here, and in front of the radiator you've got a thinner like a radiator, and that's called the condenser, and that is your air conditioning condenser, and that's had like an oily patch on the front of it, like a round oily patch, and that oily patch is in identifying where the air conditioning is leaking from, because it leaves the oil residue behind. Pretty cool. £40 is a very good price. It is. ACS do it for me. So they are a mobile service, really good. Guy was really helpful. So I'd highly recommend them. Steve, if you're ever down this way, you needed it doing, then I'd recommend booking the guy in, and particularly if you're like, maybe if he comes out on a Sunday, what we could probably do is, if people needed it doing, we could probably arrange for him to come out on a Sunday and attend like the Kent and Southern TT meet at Rochester, and maybe he could come and do a few cars at once. I did consider maybe getting him to come along to Springfest as well, and maybe offering the service if there's people that want it checked and done. Might be worth doing. Let me know if you think that's a good idea. But I thought it was quite reasonably priced. I think Joe Caldwell has used him as well since. So always good to pass it around. Right, I've got 6% battery left, and it's 6 minutes to 10. What is going to last longer, the battery or the time? Definitely a good idea. Yeah, I think it'd be a really good service for you guys as well. You know, so I'm sure. I mean, at 40 quid, you can't argue with that, can you? Really? But so I don't think he'd do us any cheaper. But at least it would give him an opportunity to service a few cars, you guys to get it all done as well, and yeah, and build up a bit of a rapport. He's a really nice guy, actually. His name's Matt, but he came out and was really helpful. Let me film him doing the process on the Roadster. So I've got that video to release on the channel at some point. So yeah, I will get that out. Well, it's 5 to 10 and it's got 5% battery. I think the battery will go before we run out tonight, but we'll see how long we last for. But I probably will start wrapping up now because I've a bit talked out tonight, but it's been good to have you all on. Great to chat, everyone. See you Sunday. Yeah, see you, mate. I'll see you Sunday. Looking forward to catching up Sunday and seeing you both and the car and enjoying an ice cream on the seafront. It'll be great fun. Looking forward to it. But yeah, guys, I want to thank all you guys for being along tonight. I want to thank you all for your kind donations. I want to thank you all for your memberships, guys. Thanks so much for all the new members tonight. And those of you that think about joining up, then definitely join click on the link below to join up if you can. That's been great. Thanks, Andy. Good evening. Yeah, thank you, Matt. It's great to have you along. Lee, we get to have the checked, I'm sure. Yeah, definitely worth doing. Zenit, yeah, cheers, Andy. Have a great week. Thank you, Bud. Yeah, you have a great week as well, mate. Claire, great night. Get a cold drink with ice. Yeah, I will do, Claire. Thank you for your. And of course, Claire, if you want a t-shirt, let me know. I'll definitely put some long sleeve stuff up on the site. Jeff, yeah, good. See you Sunday. Steve, will see you Sunday. And anyone else, don't forget, come along to Jeff's meet, which is SS3. Jeff might know the rest of the postcode. I can't remember, but it's on the South End seafront up at Shoebury in S End. 9:30 Sunday morning, Sunday the 2nd of August. We'll be there with our TT. So please come along and join us. Yeah, thank you, Phil. Good to have you along. Carl, hopefully you're going to be there Sunday. Don't know if you answered earlier if you said you were coming or not, but hopefully you're there as well. It'd be great to catch up with you if you are. The weather will be dry, so the car won't get wet. Always good. Thanks, Andy. Looking forward to the 150 roaster content in the future. Thank you, Howard. I just see that's the first comment I've seen from you tonight. So great to know that you're there as well. Need to get you and Todd along one weekend as well with the car. Do some film in the garden. Cheers, Mr. Mortimer, and thank you for your Quattrofenia t-shirt purchase. I'm sure that will look fantastic on you in your new red colour as well, in your Wrexham colours. Couldn't find the community bit to upload photo, Claire. It's just go to it's an option. It's go to the post. It's there. It's community on the main page. I'll see you Wednesday night. Lee will be home for once to watch. Great. Be great to speak to Lee as well, Vanessa. Lovely. I'll see you all on Wednesday. Please do all join on Wednesday night, guys, if you want a bit more TT content. We do talk other cars. It's going to be Toyota Aygo this week, but we are going to be talking, no doubt, TTs as well mixed in. So if you fancy, you're at loose end Wednesday night, you fancy joining the chat, please come along. But yeah, I've got 5% battery in 3 minutes to 10, and it's outrun the battery now the time. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap up though, guys, because you all need to get yourself off the bed. I need to get myself off the bed. I've got busy time at work for the next few weeks as well, so I'm a bit flat out with work. But yeah, thanks all for being massive supporters. And if you haven't watched the video on the French road trip, go and watch it. If you haven't watched the video on the spats fitting, definitely go and watch it. And if you haven't watched the video on the dash cam fitting one from last night, definitely go and watch that as well. Definitely lots of content to watch on the channel. I'm away until mid-August, but definitely Quattrofenia with Todd. Great. We'll see you. I'll definitely see you at Quattrofenia. Guys, thanks so much for being here tonight. Massive appreciate all the support you give here. Really, really do like doing these on a Monday night. So it's week 30. Amazing to have you all along. So thank you for being here. I'll see you all next Monday if I don't see you on Wednesday, or I'll see you Sunday at the TT show in Southend. Take care all. See you soon. Cheers.